going to be. He gets away from one tackle. Lefty's still running. Cuts back up. Lefty's still on his feet. Lefty's still on his feet. He's down the sideline. He's headed for pay there. Touchdown, Dragons!
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the 2018 Senior Night here at York Institute. At this time, we would like to recognize the following students for their hard work and dedication to the York Athletics for the past 4 years. First off tonight, our cheerleaders. First, Abigail Beatty. Abigail is the daughter of Russell and Karen Beatty. Also tonight, Shelby Story. Shelby is the daughter of Stacy Story. Also tonight, Ryan Knantzer. Ryan is the daughter of Amanda and Anthony Jones. Next up, Riley Pendergrass. Riley is the daughter of Gary and Anita Pendergrass. Also tonight, Ryan Reagan. Ryan is the daughter of Adam Reagan and the late Sarah Jones. Also tonight, Faith Lassiter. Faith is the daughter of Peaches and Stephen Bennett. Faith serves as the cheer manager. Now for your 2018 senior football players. Gilbert Gifford. Gilbert is the son of Tom and Shauna Gifford. Also tonight, Daedric Phillips. Daedric is the son of Sarah Phillips. Also tonight, Cade Brannon. Cade is the son of Julia Purcell and James Brannon. Also tonight, Bryce Slavin. Bryce is the son of Ronnie and Paula Manus. Also tonight, Braden Wheeler. Braden is the son of Michael and Danette Wheeler. Next up, AJ Barr. AJ is the son of Darlene and Arthur Barr. Also tonight, Curtis Threet. Curtis is the son of Bruce and Misty Threet. Also tonight, Jacoby Allen. Jacoby is the son of Charles and Kim Wall. Also tonight, Jalen Bird. Jalen is the son of Spencer and Linda Moon, and Jared and Denise Bird. Also tonight, Lathan Drake. Lathan is the son of Wilma Van Etter. Also with us tonight, Josiah Headings. Josiah is the son of Mark and Sarah Clapp. Next up, Thomas Cooper. Thomas is the son of Mike Cooper and Tammy Cooper. Next up, Cole Cooper. Cole is the son of David and Amy Cooper. Cole is the co-captain of the Dragon football team. Next up, Landrick Lefew. Landrick is the son of Chad and Mala Lefew. Landrick is the captain of the Dragon football team. Next with us tonight is our football managers. First off, we'd like to introduce Abigail Duval, which is not with us tonight. Abigail is the daughter of Chris and Teresa Duval. Next up, Lauren Jones. Lauren is the daughter of Randy and Valerie Jones. Next up tonight, Maggie Wright. Maggie is the daughter of Derwin Wright and Shay Wright. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, make some noise and give a large round of applause for these young men and women, their parents, for the dedication to York Institute.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
There we go. Now we're now much better. As Gary, as we said, this one is key. York comes in here 7-2. They're 2-2 in the region. Cannon County comes in here 4-5. They're 1-3 in the region. And this one could decide who's third, who's fourth, and then it could still be up for grabs after tomorrow night.
Yeah, it could. The best thing could happen if York wins the game. They're third, and we kind of know what's going to happen next week as a result of that. But got to win this one first before you can really start worrying about next week, Gary.
And Gary, the thing about it is York just needs to handle their business here tonight.
Yes, they do. They come out and execute, get the running game going like they have, like they did last week against Livingston in the second half and move the football. They should take care of business tonight, Gary.
And coming up here on the Progressive pregame show, we're going to take a look at how these two teams did last year. We'll take a look how York has dominated this series since 2009, or actually they have actually dominated pretty much since early in the 2000s. And then we'll also take a look at some common opponents these two teams have. We'll have Dennis and the guys tell you about what happened last week, what's coming up this week. We'll take a look at the USA Top 10, and we'll also check out those playoff scenarios. If you thought you were confused before, folks, you're going to see how confusing I can make it for you, because we're going to make it really confusing before the night's over with. So we'll take a look at all that coming up here on the Progressive pregame show right after this.
It's football time on the mountain. At Progressive Savings Bank, we know running your small business is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your number one fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back here on the Progressive pregame show, and Gary, you look at these two teams. Of course, last year York come out a little bit sluggish in that opening against Cannon County, but then pulled away 168-27. So they didn't really have a bad game. They just didn't play well at the start of that game. And since 2004, York 13-1 against Cannon County.
That's pretty impressive, Gary. But you look at it, and we've heard, Cannon County's a much improved team this year, a lot more physical team, as Coach Wright alluded to in post game last week. But York is a physical football team too, and they get the blocking, they open the gaps, and they're able to get the fullback going through in front of one of these wings, and they can move the ball at will and move it against a lot of teams. And so York just got to execute their game plan tonight.
I guess a lot of folks wondering why we're doing this on a Thursday night, folks. They moved the game up. That's due to the possibility of a lot of rain moving in, Gary, and that really favors York. York's a ground game team. They really like to run the football. It should be to their advantage playing on a drier field.
It should be, and they're not the only ones. A lot of teams have moved their games to Thursday night this week, and trying to dodge the rain that's coming. And you want to run on a dry track, especially if you're York and you think you're the better team, and certainly that works to your advantage.
Of course, it was seen senior night. We did all the senior night activities a while ago, and they are on our video. We'll be showing those back Sunday at 2 o'clock. And, Gary, I mentioned that York's won 13-1 since 2004. They've won 8 in a row. Their last loss to Cannon County was 2009, and coincidentally, that was the year that York went on to go to the semifinals of the state playoffs. So that was the last time that Cannon County, actually, they upset York in that game. York was a heavy favorite and was upset in that one.
Yeah, I think we'd take another state semifinal berth, but maybe not a loss tonight to get there.
Well, of course, these two teams have got some common opponents. They both lost to Sequatchie County, both lost to Upperman, and both of them beat Grundy County. Both of them have wins against Grundy County, and Smith County, of course, York won that one. Cannon County lost that one. That's the thing that throws the playoffs up into kind of a turmoil.
Yeah, you know, it's really a 3-team race for 2 spots, Gary. You got Smith, you got Cannon, you got York, and the best thing York could do tonight, I'm going to ruin your scenario thing, win, and they finish 3rd, and then, you know, 4th to work itself out tomorrow night when Smith County plays. But, win tonight, take care of your own business here.
Well, York has got a tough playoff scenario. We'll take a look at 4A or 4AA. We'll also take a look at AAA coming up right after this from Progressive Savings Bank.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
Weather concerns played tricks on the schedule for Tennessee high school football's week number 10. In spite of that hiccup, it was a pivotal week for region battles all across the Volunteer State. I'm Dennis Weaver of Friday Night Thunder. Give us 3 minutes. We'll look at the highlights for the teams in the Friday Night Thunder network area and contests statewide. This is the Friday Night Thunder Week 10 Rewind. In Region 4-4A, Maplewood and Nolensville celebrated their bye this week. In non-region games, Marshall County fell to Brentwood, Tullahoma clawed past Giles County, Lawrence County edged Dixon County, and Spring Hill was sprung by Franklin. In region play, in Region 4-3A, Sequatchie County stunned Grundy County. In non-region action, Cannon County was caged by Whitwell, York Institute slayed Livingston Academy, Smith County was washed away by Watertown, and Upperman bested Macon County. In Region 4-2A, Trousdale County and Westmoreland took the week off. Forest saddled Cascade, Jackson County was blanked by Gordonsville, Watertown mauled Smith County, and East Robertson was shocked by White House Heritage. In Region 5-2A, Forest shot down Cascade in non-region play. In region play, Summertown crowned Community, Lewis County bit Columbia Academy, and Eagleville gelded Loretta. In Region 5-1A, Harpeth bit Fayetteville in non-region play. In region games, Cornersville stung Huntland, Franklin Grace shocked Mount Pleasant in overtime, and Moore County raided Richland. In Region 3-6A, Siegel spilled Coffee County, Oakland baked Cookville, and Riverdale scalped Warren County in Thursday region games. In non-region play on Thursday night, Blackman held off Stewart's Creek. In Region 5-6A, Cane Ridge, Laverne, and McGavick all had byes in Week 10. Smyrna drubbed Antioch in region play, and in non-region play, Stewart's Creek was drained by Blackman. In Region 5-5A, with Summit on bye this week, there were 3 region games in 5-5A. Columbia slaughtered White County, Lincoln County stopped Franklin County, and Page edged Shelbyville in a pair of overtime games. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee, Friendship Christian crushed MTCS on Thursday night. Ensworth popped Pope John Paul II. Beach turned back Gallatin, and MBA clipped Brentwood Academy in overtime. In East Tennessee, David Crockett shaded Daniel Boone in the Musket Bowl. Hardin Valley clipped Bearden. Knox Central scalped South Doyle, and Tyner hustled past Brainerd. In West Tennessee, Southwind dimmed Brighton. Lake County toppled Greenfield. Germantown scorched Memphis Central, and Whitehaven spanked White Station. That does it for the Friday Night Thunder Week 10 Rewind. You can see all the scores from our scoreboard available at our website, FridayNightThunder.com. This has been Dennis Weaver for Friday Night Thunder. The Tennessee high school football season races to a close with week number 11 games. More than 120 playoff positions are to be decided in Division I alone in the most exciting weekend of high school football of the year. Hey folks, Dennis Weaver here, Friday Night Thunder with your Week 11 preview. We begin our preview in the Friday Night Thunder radio network area as Tullahoma visits Maplewood with the Region 4-4A title on the line. Huntland visits Richland, and Moore County hosts Mount Pleasant in games to settle 3 playoff spots in Region 5-1A. Lincoln County welcomes Summit to the pit in a battle for playoff position. Upperman hosts Sequatchie County for the top spot in Region 4-3A, while in Region 3-6A, Riverdale visits Blackman with a home playoff game going to the winner, and Siegel heads to Cookeville in a playoff elimination game. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee, Nolensville hosts Marshall County, Lebanon visits Rossview, and Livingston Academy hosts Macon County with playoff positioning on the line in all 3 games. DeKalb County hosts Cumberland County, Scotts Hill welcomes Houston County, and Sycamore visits Harpeth in playoff elimination games. Colin
Not temptation, but deliverance from evil. God's kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen.
Thank you. And the colors will now be presented by the York Institute JROTC Color Guard. And tonight's national anthem will be performed by the senior football players. And ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars and through the perilous fight and o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, and gave proof through the night and that our flag was still there. And oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Progressive pregame show. Thanks to Progressive Savings Bank, our sponsors for the pregame and postgame shows. Gary, we're getting ready for playoffs next week, and let's take a look at the playoff scenario. Of course, in this region, Region 3 or 4-3A, the winner tomorrow night, Sequatchie and Upperman game, they'll finish number 1. The other will finish number 2. So that's pretty much set now. for number 3. This is the way it works. York wins tonight or Smith County wins tomorrow night. York will finish 3rd. Cannon County wins and Smith County loses. Cannon County finishes 3rd. And for the number 4 slot, York lost and the Smith County loss, York will finish 4th. Smith County win, and even if Cannon County wins, Smith County will be 4th. Now, Cannon County wins and Smith County loses to Grundy County in a 3-way tie, then the tiebreaker would go to Cannon County, who has a better overall record. And now if that isn't confusing, I don't know what is.
Just win.
Just
You know,
win.
you
win.
Just win, finish 3rd, and let Smith and Cannon figure out who's going to be 4th here.
Exactly right. Now, over in Region 3A, which is the teams we'll be playing next week, it looks like Red Bank has sealed up the number 1 slot. They go in 9-0, 4-0. Signal Mountain's 5-4, 3-1. They're going to finish 2nd. There could be a change in 3rd and 4th, but Loudon would have to upset Red Bank, and I don't see that happening. And Brainerd would have to lose to McMinn Central, which I also don't see happening. But right now, Brainerd is 3, Loudon is 4. And number 5 is Sweetwater. McMinn Central is number 6. Right now, Gary, if we finish 3rd, we would be going to Signal Mountain. If you finish 4th, you're going to Red Bank.
Yeah, and pretty big difference in those two teams as well. And, of course, York hosted Signal Mountain for a first-round playoff game last year and beat them. So it would be preferred to go there. Red Bank is who York ended their season with last year, and Red Bank undefeated, ranked 3rd in the state right now, I believe. And so they're going to have a good football team, and so York, there's a lot of reasons to win this one tonight.
Of course, if you win tonight and you go into the number 3 seed, you're going to probably go in to Upperman's bracket if Upperman beats Sequatchie. Now, that's not a given tomorrow night. You throw in some rain, and you never know what could happen in that one. But Upperman and Sequatchie playing tomorrow night. The winner of that one's going to be number 1 and would be in the same bracket with York if they finish 3rd. And York, I think, Gary, would love to get another opportunity at Upperman.
Well, I think they would love another opportunity at either one of them. And, it really doesn't matter who that other team is over there. If you win, you're going to Signal Mountain. You want to win that one, then you'll worry about who comes up next. And Sequatchie, Upperman, it's, you got to think they're going to be a heavy favorite, whoever finishes first, and it's going to be a quality opponent either way.
Well, we just had the coin toss. York won the coin toss, and as usual, they deferred to the second half, Gary, and that's pretty much tradition for the Dragons.
Yeah, it is, and, so they'll be kicking off and want to play defense, get a stop, and, try to get field position right away, Gary.
And let's give a big shout-out to our game sponsors, our live broadcast sponsors. They are the Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union in Clark Range, State Representative John Mark Wendell, Fentress Farmers Co-op, Hall's Family Pharmacy, First Volunteer Bank, Pete's Hut of Jamestown, Condition Heating and Cooling, Mennethrift Pharmacy, Twin Lakes Telephone, Casey Frontier Chevrolet, Jamestown Regional Medical Center, Fentress County Executive Jimmy Johnson, Micro Metals, and Southeast Drywall and Construction, our sponsors for our live broadcast, along with State Representative Kelly Kiesling, State Senator Ken Yeager. Our halftime stats brought to you by Old Ben Franklin Ford. Our pre- and post game brought to you by Progressive Savings Bank. Our player of the game brought to you by Hall's Family Pharmacy. Friday Night Thunder, which will come up tomorrow night. It'll be on as scheduled tomorrow night, and I'll try to get a chance to call in and talk with Dennis and the guys tomorrow night. That brought to you by the good folks at the Union Bank, and also the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show, brought to you each Monday by the good folks at the Union Bank. Well, there's our pregame mentioning to everybody now. Gary, we're getting ready for football action. Cannon County and York. Cannon County, as I said, coming in 4-5. We'd love to get to 5-5 and steal that number 3 spot from York.
Yeah, they would, and just watch the teams run out on the field, Gary. Cannon County doesn't dress a lot of kids, so York has a lot of kids play both ways too, but they don't have a whole lot of depth behind. They're probably their 2-way players. So York at an advantage numbers wise. Let's see how this thing goes.
And we're going to have Johan West going to kick it off, and Court Litchford and looks like Jamal Barrett back to receive for Cannon County. We'll see what York does with the opening kick as they will try to get this kick probably and try to get the ball deep and start the game, and it is going to be a deep one back deep to Litchford. Litchford right at the 10-yard line will bring it up to the 20, to the 25, and at to the 27, and the 28, and then he's driven back and dumped after that one.
Yeah, nice coverage by York. He made the first couple of guys miss, but then Landrick Lefevue come down and clean that up, Gary, and, able to make the tackle.
And it will be first and 10 at the 28 for Cannon County.
Yeah, of course, their quarterback is Reese Smith, number 6, and they're coming out with 2 wide receivers spread wide to the right, and then got a wing T type look here, Gary.
And they're going to hand it off this time right up the middle, and that's going nowhere as it's going to be stopped right at the 25-yard line. Actually lost a yard or two. And that was number 5 on the carry. That's is
Tyler Bundy on the carry there, and he didn't get anywhere. Gary got wrapped up right away. They tried to give it to the fullback and go through the A gap between the guard and the center, and York's line closed that down quickly.
Okay, it'll be 2nd and 11 now for the Lions. 2nd and 11, and back Bundy in the backfield. Now they're going to bring it out, hand it over to the right side, and that's not going to get anywhere either. So that's going to be drugged down quickly as number 11, Gary, coming from that left side or the right side over there, was just dragged down unceremoniously. Court Litchford got nothing again.
Yeah, he got the handoff. Dakota Phillips busted through the line, made the tackle, Gary, but no gain. It's 3rd and 11 here, so York got to bend down for one more down here and calls a punt.
And York starting out very strong on defense, Gary.
Yeah, they're shooting all the gaps, Gary, and they wrapped them up in the backfield there and just kind of strung that one out towards sideline, and, a couple of plays for -1 yard.
And now they'll drop back on the run. Now the quarterback, he's going to have to just dump it, and he was dropped, and they are saying, no, it's an incomplete pass. They're very close to nobody anywhere in the vicinity of that one. That's very close to grounding.
Yeah, he tried to throw it as Josiah Headings was bringing him to the ground, and instead he kind of got away, and they called it an incomplete pass. That very easily could have been a fumble, though, and York was all over it, Gary.
So it's going to be 4th down now, and that's going to bring back in number 3, I believe, to kick it away. That is Wade Love back to kick it away. And back deep for the Dragons is Lathan Drake at about his 42-yard line. Snap back, and Love will get the punt off, and he gets a boomer. That's a beauty there as he sits down. It's going to roll, and it may go all the way into the end zone, Gary. It does for a touchback. No, they catch it down it right at the 1-yard line. Wow, what a punt.
Yeah, they down it at the 1-yard line, Gary, and that punt will go for 72 yards. And a nice punt there, and he kicked it 20 yards over Drake's head, and it got a good bounce too, and looked like it was going to go the end zone, and it just died down there.
It died right at the 1-yard line.
Actually, they're going to mark it on the 2.
So 1st and 10 from the 2. York deep in their own territory. They got to do something here, and that was really a nice punt, and you got to imagine that the Cannon County coach is going to love that one, if you'll pardon the pun on it, as Love got the 72-yarder. So York will come up. You got Lefevue under center. Lefevue got a man in motion. Going to hand off to Cooper. Cooper going to dive ahead, and he's going to get a couple of yards, Gary, but not much there.
No, that hole got closed up pretty quick, Gary, and maybe a couple of yards on that. They're actually going to give him a gain of 4 out to the 6. So not a bad run on 1st down to get 4 yards.
And Lucas Clark coming in to stop that one up, number 56, but not before he got a few yards. So it's going to be 2nd, and now they're going to say 2nd and 7. So they give him 3 on the carry, and we'll see what York can do here deep in their own territory after a great punt by Love. Up will come Lefevue. Lefevue got a man in motion. Going to hand off to Miller. Miller takes it to the left side, and he's going to get a few, but not much, Gary. Maybe a couple on it.
He got about 3. It looks like he's out to about the 9, Gary. So this should set up about 3rd and 3 here, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. So manageable for York after the great punt by Cannon County. And, that's the best punt we've seen all year by far. And that was a college-looking punt come off of his leg.
Yeah, it's obvious you're going to have to back up when this kid punts, as now it's going to be a 3rd and about, looks like 3.5, maybe 4 for the first down, as you've got a man in motion. It's going to be left view keeping, and now you pitch it last set, and it's going to be pitched behind Cooper. Cooper going to pick it up, and he's going to be dropped, Gary, right about the 1-yard line. So tough play there by the Dragons, as that pitch was really way behind Cooper, and he couldn't hang on to it. And that's going to make York punt from inside their own end zone.
Yeah, and if you may have held that just a fraction too late, Gary, and then when he pitched, he was getting hit, and it wasn't a good pitch, and Cooper did manage to get on it, but that was barely outside the end zone there, so it's inside the 1-yard line where York's going to have to punt this from.
It looks like Drake's going to punt from right at the back of his end zone. Got to be careful not to step out of bounds. Snap back, and the punt is up, and that one's going to be high, but not very long. And the Cannon County player bobbles it, and it goes out of bounds, though. And that's big play for Cannon County. They're going to get it, Gary. Looks like at about the maybe 31-yard line.
31, I think, is where they're going to take over here. So great field position. That's how you change field position, get a great punt, and they did, and held them on defense. So York going to have to play some great defense here like they did on the first possession, Gary.
Now, Drake didn't have quite the punt that Love had a minute ago, as now back in the backfield is quarterback Smith. Smith going to hand it off this time right side, cutting back inside, number 28, still on his feet, still bulling all the way down to, it looks like, about the 15-yard line, Gary.
Yeah, that's Brady Cunningham on the carry, and got a hole, and then he drug actually, I think he ended up dragging Kay Brandon with him for about 10 extra yards there before they finally he got some help to get him down.
And York doesn't have their field marked very well tonight. Don't see. It's kind of hard to call it, but I think he's right about the 16-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 16. And they'll take it. Smith going to hand it off over the left side this time, and number 11, Litchford's leveled.
Yeah, he didn't have anywhere to run, no blocking, and York made him pay the price for that one, Gary.
It was Lefeview, number 11, meeting number 11 there at the intersection, and the York number 11 won the battle, as that's going to make it 2nd and 10 as he got back to the line of scrimmage, they say. And York really, Gary, if they could get a stop here, it's going to be a lot of momentum headed their direction, because, Kent probably in 4-down territory.
Yeah, they are. You got to think they're going to be going for it here.
Smith going to hand it off to Bundy. Bundy going up the middle, and he is going to be dropped after maybe a couple of yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 6 or 7 for the first down. And here that time, the Bundy was stopped after he got a few yards, but York another good job sealing up that hole.
Yeah, there was a hole there, and it closed quickly. I think, it was probably led by Thomas Cooper and Josiah Headings up in there to close that down and make the tackle, Gary.
6.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter, and York with the football, they're going to give to Cunningham. Cunningham bounces outside and then cuts back inside. He's going to be picking up a couple of yards, Gary, but it's going to be 4th down now. This is going to be interesting for Cannon County.
Yeah, it's on about the 9-yard line, and it's going to be probably about 4th and about 6 yards, I think, to go here. Yeah. So, and looks like they're staying out on the offense, staying out on the field here.
Don't see them bringing in a kicking unit, so we'll assume they're going to go for it. And as I said, it's 4-down territory here, as Smith will bring them up. Smith under center, got a man in motion. He's going to hand it off over to the right side, and he's not going to get there, I don't believe, Gary. He's going to be drugged down pretty close to the 10-yard line, or to the 6-yard line, and that's going to be short, I believe.
I believe it will, and going to be a couple of yards short, and had to get inside the 5 to get a first down. So they're going to turn it over on downs, and York going to take over here.
Big stop for York, Gary. Now they've got to get out of this deep territory. This is kind of where they were at last time.
Yeah, it is. Inside the 10-yard line again, and got to put a drive together. They ran the ball. They got 4 yards on first down. They got 4 yards on second down. Then, had an ill-advised pitch on third down, and you got to convert those third downs, Gary.
Up will come Lefeview. He's got a man in motion, going to hand it off up the middle, and that one's going to be in Cooper. And Cooper bangs straight ahead, picks up a few before he's brought down. He's going to get about half the distance he needs for first down.
Yeah, I think he moved it out to maybe about the 11, 12-yard line. So got 5 on that. But so it'll be 2nd and 5, and York doing a good job. 4 and 5 yards on first down is not bad, Gary.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Dragons. Lefeview under center. Got a man in motion. Going to hand off right in the middle of Josiah Headings, and he's going to bang straight ahead, Gary, and he's going to be real close to a first down.
Yeah, he moved it out just over the 15. He's going to be about a yard short, I think, Gary, so this is probably going to be about 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1.5.
Yeah, looks like about 3rd and
Actually, they marked it on the inside the 15. I thought the official come out on the other side of the 15, but going to make it close to 2 yards here.
So it'll be 3rd and 2 for the Dragons. Need to get out of a deep hole here. They've been a hole both times they've had the football. Got a man in motion. They're going to hand off to Headings, and Headings going to get that and a whole lot more as he bulls his way up over the 30 to about the 31, I believe, Gary.
Actually,
26.
26. They had almost 27-yard line, gain of about 10 on that one, Gary. So a good, strong run by Josiah Headings, and they're finding some cracks in that line now, finding the gap, and they're getting through it. And a couple of nice runs by Josiah.
And Headings gets the first down. Cooper will check back in now as Lefeview under center. Got a man in motion. Going to hand off to Miller. Miller over the left side. Cuts back inside, and he's going to be dropped there. And, Gary, he was dropped pretty close after picking up a couple of yards.
Actually, he got it out to about the 31, so he got about 4 on that. But one thing I've noticed, Miller gets the ball. They're trying to get a body on him quickly, and they've been successful so far. They've been able to get a body on him, slow him down before he can get to the hole and make a move.
And they're also turning back so he can get to that outside, so he's having to come back inside. Then they're filling up the hole there as Lefeview now will take the snap, hands it off to Miller. Miller over the left side. Miller on the run. Miller all the way up almost to midfield. He's going to be knocked out at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 Dragons. And that's why I said, Gary, they had been able to bottle him up, make him cut back inside where they had help. That time they wasn't able to.
Yeah, they didn't get a man on him quickly that time, and he got the corner turn too. York done a good job out there on the edge to seal that edge and let him get around, and he did, and he takes it 15 yards for a first down.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Dragons. 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll hand it off to Cooper. This time Cooper over the right side. It's about 5 on the carry. And, Gary, York's starting to get a little rhythm now.
Yeah, they are. He was sort of bottled up there and drugged the last couple of guys for a couple extra yards, and actually probably got about 6, 7 yards, almost 7 out of that, Gary. So a nice run on first down by Cole Cooper.
So 2nd and short now for the Dragons. They show 2nd and 4 on the clock as they'll come up. We've got 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter, and it's a scoreless ball game. You work with their second possession. Got a man in motion. That's Miller. And this time, Lefeview going to throw it out to Miller, and Miller can't hang on to it, but it's on the ground. And, Gary, that's a fumble.
It is. That was a backward lateral, Gary, and that's recovered by Cannon County. Going to be their ball, and that play was doomed from the start. Lefeview didn't get a clean snap. He bobbled it, and then he turned to make the pitch. And
okay, Gary, they're going to call that an incomplete pass.
Well, the York's going to get a break.
Yeah.
That was clearly a lateral, but a big break for York. And but that play just it didn't start well. They bobbled the snap and then didn't get a good pitch either. So moved them back a couple of yards, Gary.
3rd and 5. They're going to hand it off this time. Straight up the middle goes Cooper. Cooper still on his feet, bangs all the way up to the 36-yard line of Cannon County. And Gary, that call there may come back to haunt Cannon County. If I was the Cannon County coaching staff, I'd be upset about that one because that was definitely a backward pass.
Yeah, I mean, we're right across from that, and you clearly could see that was a backward pass. But break for York and a nice run there on third down by Cooper. And, shout out to Thomas Cooper there. He had the lead block and, just led him for about 10 yards there on that one, Gary.
So up will come the Dragons. Headings back into the backfield now. York got Miller in motion. They're going to hand it off to Cooper. Cooper tries to come back inside, and he gets a couple. Well, maybe about a yard. He didn't get much out of that before they bottled it up. Good job that time by Cannon County.
Yeah, they kindly had all the holes plugged up that time. Nowhere to run, Gary. So Cooper fell forward maybe a yard out of that.
Well, they're actually going to show that he didn't. Well, they can show he got about a half a yard. So we got about half a yard. So it's second 9.5 now for the Dragons. As we go to the 2-minute mark, York with the football. Lefevue goes under center. Lefevue takes the snap, rolling. This time he's going to keep it himself. Gets away from one tackle, gets away from another. Spins all the way up to about the 27-yard line of Cannon County. He's going to be pretty close, and it does get another first down.
Yeah, nice run by Lander. Nice little spin move there to get away from a couple of tacklers. Allowed him to lean forward and get a couple of extra yards to be able to pick up that first down. Now we got a flag, Gary.
And we got a flag on the...
I believe this is going to be on Cannon County. They were arguing about something there, and one of the officials has thrown a flag. So I'm sure that's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct.
So one of the Cannon County players complained a little bit too much. So now that's going to cost them. And now Gary York's knocking on the door. They should, if they get... This is a... See if they're going to give him how many yards on this one. This should probably be about a 15-yard penalty. If it is, it's going to take it down to about...
it'll be half the distance, Gary, so it'll take it down to about the 12.5-yard line.
Say about the 12-yard line.
I believe that was on number 2, Jamal Barnett, that was arguing a little more profusely at the end of the play, and they dropped the flag on him.
So they're going to mark it at the 16. So he's got it 1st and 10 from the 16 to the Dragons. And we got a $1.50 left to go here in the quarter. And now we're getting ready. They're going to start the clock. York on the move now in the red zone. Got a man in motion. They'll hand it off this time to Cooper. Cooper breaks through the first line all the way down. It's still on his feet down to about the 6-yard line, Gary. Another good run by Cole Cooper.
Actually, they're going to mark him, looks like, about the 8. His knee was down. He tried to get a couple extra yards, but that's going to be about the 8-yard line. Should be first down here, actually.
First and goal.
Yeah, so first and goal now.
First and goal for the Dragons at the 8. They're knocking on the door. Winner of this one, if York wins, they secure number 3. If Cannon County wins, they have to wait to see what happens tomorrow night, see if they're still in. As Cooper dives ahead now, Cooper going to get about a yard and a half, maybe 3 yards up to about the 5, Gary. They're going to mark him.
Yeah, they're going to mark him. Well, they moved it back now. They're marking him about the 6.5, almost 7-yard line.
Wow.
That'll only be a gain of about a yard and a half there. Looked like the officials on both sides were about the 5-yard line, and then the umpire, somebody's the one that actually placed that. So
I'm not sure on that call.
They must have caught his knee down to begin with, Gary. It's the only thing I can figure out on that run.
And now they're going to hand it off to Miller. Miller trying to get to the corner. He'll spin in. Does he get there? Touchdown, Dragons!
Nice run by Thomas Miller. Took that around the left end, Gary. Made a little spin move and then just kindly made his way down between 3 Cannon County players for the touchdown for York. York on the board.
At 37.8 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, York takes a 6-0 lead, and Johan West going to try to make it a 7-0 lead. Holdren will be holding. And we talked a lot about Johan and all, great job he's done this year, but also big ups to Holdren. Holdren's been the holder all year, and he does another perfect job putting it down, and Johan puts it through with 37.8 seconds to go in the first quarter. York takes a 7-0 lead.
Hey y'all, Sharice Sells from Casey's Wholesale in Livingston, where you'll find your next home away from home. We are on the 111 bypass in Livingston, and you can see all our inventory ranging from smaller campers weighing only 3,200 pounds on up to campers large enough to live in comfortably year-round. With payments starting at only $159 a month, you can take your home on wheels around the country, but the memories you make along the way are priceless. Come see us at Casey's Wholesale Supercenter, where you'll be a happy camper too.
Stock number HI 1054, payment with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Well, Gary, the Dragons draw first blood as they get the touchdown, a good run by Miller.
Yeah, outstanding run by Miller. Just good blocking, set up the wall. He got around the right end and then just maneuvered his way between the last 2 or 3 Cannon County lines into the end zone. And York with the early lead, Gary.
Litchford and Barrett back for the kickoff return as they'll go back deep. York's Johan Miller put the first one down at the 10. Will kick away again, and now with York on top 7-0. And West this time a line drive that's going to skip, and that one's going to be picked up by Barrett. Barrett's going to bring it up. He's up over to the 30 now. Still on his feet and gets upended, and he got dropped there at about the 33-yard line, Gary, as somebody went low on him, and he got airborne to come down on that one.
Yeah, that was Lander Klepu that went low. Zach Gibson hit him up high, and he took a pretty good shot out of that. He was holding the ball awful loose. I was surprised he didn't fumble that one, Gary. He must have got tucked in there before they hit him.
Now, Gary, Cannon County moved the football last time, but once again they got stalled out. They've had 2 possessions, they haven't been able to move it and get any points out of it.
No, they haven't. York's done a good job of plugging the gaps and slowing down the running game here early, Gary.
And Drawback Smith going to air it out this time, and that's going to be caught, and it's going to be good for about 4.5, maybe 5 yards up to the 44-yard line. That was not the greatest throw in the world, but that was a good catch out there by number 6 for the Lions, Reese Smith on the reception.
Yeah, nice catch by Smith. Not the best. Well, actually, Smith is the quarterback. It was Tyler Bundy, I believe, number 5, that made the catch, and not the best of throws by Smith, but that was a good catch, and they got about 5 yards out of it as the first quarter ends.
Into 1, it's 7-0 York.
Ventures Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Ventures Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer, to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and the gift shop. All this and much more at Ventures Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
Right now at Pizza Hut.
Get 2 medium 2-topping Pizza Hut pizzas
for just $5.99 each.
That's the perfect pair.
At the perfect price.
Order however you want.
Delivery or carry out.
Call or click.
Get one for me.
And me.
Or just you and yours.
Everyone gets what they want.
So get your perfect pair now.
2 medium 2-topping pizzas.
Just $5.99 each.
Because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ask for this offer. Additional charge for extra cheese, select crust types, and additional toppings. Product availability, prices, participation, delivery areas, and charges, and minimum purchase required for delivery may vary. Delivery charge is not a driver tip.
York has a 7-0 lead over Cannon County after 1 quarter, Gary, and Cannon County, they've got it 2nd and 6, and they come out throwing the ball this time.
Yeah, they did. Throwed it on first down and got a 2nd and 6 situation here.
Cunningham going to get the handoff, and Cunningham's going to be stopped as Cunningham had the ball knocked loose late, but that was after the whistle, and that's going to be for Cannon County. That's going to lose them back about 3 yards, and Gary, York's really playing this wing T of Cannon County well.
Yeah, they are. They're plugging the gaps. They're run blitzing, and the linebackers are cleaning it up, making the tackles here in the early going, Gary.
Stats from that first quarter, Gary, all leaning York's way.
Yeah, they are. It's definitely York winning everything, including time possession.
This time it's handoff Litchford over the left side. Litchford still on his feet, breaks free, and he gets all the way up over into York territory at about the 47-yard line. Good run by Litchford.
Yeah, nice run. They run that much like York did, ran it over the left side, and they got the corner sealed, and he's able to turn it upfield, Gary. And nice run for them. About an 11-yard run, move the chains for a first down.
Gary, there's only one category that the Lions led in. That was punting. They had a guy hit a 70-something yarder and now a handoff right up the middle of the big fullback, and he's going to be stopped. Maybe got a half a yard gain up to the 45-yard line, Gary, but it's going to make it second and long.
Yeah, it is. They tried the quick hitter to the fullback, and actually Josiah Headings come out of there with the ball. They called him down, but that was Bundy on the carry, but did not, maybe a yard, and so it's second and long for Cannon County.
Cannon County with a second and long come to the line. They've got Bundy in the backfield. Litchford is in motion. They're going to head to Litchford. He's trying to bounce out that left side again. We got a flag out there. That's going to be a holding.
I think it is.
I believe number 74, as he was falling down, I believe it's 74 there for Cannon County, grabbed a hold of somebody.
Yeah, and it looked like he held maybe Josiah Headings and didn't let him get away, and they threw the flag at him. So it's going to be a penalty against Cannon County, and they're going to back that up.
So Cannon County going to get some momentum, Gary, but then that momentum gone away again.
Yeah, penalties will cute. They'll stall drives in a hurry, Gary, and this one, headed that way. It'll be second and about 20 now for Cannon County.
Yeah, because they're showing the hole was all the way back at the 49-yard line, so that's going to move it all the way back to the 41 of Cannon County.
Actually, they're going back 15 yards here, it looks like. No, actually, I guess they're going back 10 from the line of scrimmage. So move it back from the 46 to the 36. Or
I'm not sure what they did.
No, that was something else. That was a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, that was some other penalty. I thought it was a holding, but evidently it was a different penalty. It must have been a personal foul, as this time they're going to hand it off over this time to number 11, Litchford. He comes to the left side. He's going to be pushed out of bounds, and that is going to be a little bit of a gain, Gary, but they got so far to go that you can give up that kind of chunk of change.
Yeah, he moved it out to almost the 45-yard line, and they still they've got to get to the York 36 to get a first down. So it's going to be second down, and they're actually third and 20 here. Yeah. So third down and 20.
Yeah, so now with 10:08 left to go here in the first half, York on top 7-0. Cannon County got a third and long now, and Cannon County, that goes back to it had to be a personal foul after the play was dead, Gary. And now the quarterback on the keeper loses the football. It's on the ground, picked up by the Dragons. Cole Cooper, he's got some running. He's headed to the end zone for a touchdown, Dragons.
Nice play by York, and actually I didn't see. It was one of the big linemen that actually made the hit that caused the fumble, and it bounced off of a Cannon County player straight up in the air, and Cooper picks it up and heads to the end zone for the touchdown.
And Gary, I think that was Headings that made the hit on the quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. He was anyway. The quarterback got hit, and he just coughed it up, and. Yeah, the Dragons on top 13-0, looking to make it 14-0. And, Gary, penalties and turnovers, two of the all-time killers in football.
Yeah, and Cannon County suffered both right there. And, guy backed up in a 3rd and 20 situation, then fumbled it, and York returns it for the touchdown.
And now the snap's high. The kick is up, and it's blocked. It's going to be no good. We've got 9:53 left to go in the first half, and it's a 13-0. York lead.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like football. The lights, the cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got. Come to a game. Support our local schools. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union. A better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at ucfcu.org.
Well, the York offense has scored and the York defense has scored, Gary, as now York leads at 13-0, but a miscue on the extra point.
Yeah, that was a bad snap, and Holdren almost had to stand straight up to catch that ball and had really no chance. It got down way late. They tried to kick it. It just wasn't going to go anywhere. The rush had come upon them, and, but still York executing well, and, benefactor of actually a chop block there for a 15-yard penalty, and then, they get some positive yardage on one play and then fumble on the next one. Cole Cooper picks it up and takes it to the end zone.
And now York on top 13-0, and Johan West will kick it away. As back deep again is Barrett and also Litchford. And that one's going to be deep, and Barrett will take it on the hop. Barrett cuts back the other direction. Oh, there was a block in the back big time by number 48. No call, but Barrett's going to get around the outside, and Barrett's going to take it to the house. Nobody around him, and he is going to score easily, Gary. And somebody missed a big chop block there, and then a flag at the very end of the play. I think we got some unsportsmanlike again from Cannon County.
Yeah, I didn't see the end. I'm watching over here because that chop block, that block in the back was on Evan Tompkins, and he's hobbling off the field. They twisted an ankle or knee or something there as he got hit in the back and didn't expect it, and no flag go, and Cannon County takes it to the end zone. So
if I can see it up here, folks, the officials should be able to see it because he really took a shot in the back. And now we got a flag on the field. We'll see what the flag is. I'm sure that's probably unsportsmanlike conduct against Cannon County. It is. And the official, I'm not sure what this official, most officials come over and show it to the signal to the PA announcer. Well, this one's showing it to the far side before he does first. So it's going to be unsportsmanlike against Cannon County.
Yeah, actually, he shows it to both sides, which you usually don't see, and so I don't know what they're doing here. They may make them kick this from the 25, Gary. They could choose to do that.
We'll see what they do, as now I'm not sure how these
make this a 35-yard extra point.
We'll see what they decide to do here. They're going to back it up. Yeah, they're going to back it up. But then I don't know if they're going to back it up and then back it forward again, Gary. That's sometimes what they do, and I've never understood that. Just leave the ball where it's sitting and not make the team wait on you.
Yeah, and here they go. I thought they were just going to back it up to the 10-yard line, but they're actually backing this thing up. My goodness, all the way to the 25-yard line, Gary.
Yeah, I think now Cannon County is going to pretty much have to go for two here. I don't think they've got a kicker that can do that. We'll see. The official not going to give us another signal, I don't believe.
It looked like that was one penalty, 15 yards. Should have put the ball on the 18-yard line, I thought, and instead, I think they've got this wrong, Gary. They're going to have to spot this. I think this should be spotted on the 18-yard line.
Unless, Gary, they call both personal fouls against Cannon County.
This is.
Let's see what they tell us. No, they're not going to tell us nothing. So.
Yeah, so that's a 22-yard penalty. I'm not sure how you get that, but
unless, Gary,
they actually didn't call the touchdown, it looks like here. So
they've got them. They're going to say the penalty. Whoa. So Cannon County's got 1st and 10 now, folks. I'm totally confused.
No touchdown on the play, actually, on the return. The ball moved out to the 25-yard line, so that's where they'll take over 1st and 10 on York's 25.
So York gets another big break, and this time they're going to hand it off to the big man who's going to be tripped up. That is
Cunningham. Yeah, Brady Cunningham on the carry. Got about a yard, actually, out of that, it looks like, Gary.
And I don't think he's any relation to Richie Cunningham, but
he's a lot bigger than Richie. He's actually a pretty tall and a pretty big tailback, actually, and runs hard, and York able to stop him on that one.
So that's going to be 2nd and long, and that's a big call against Cannon County and unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm not sure what Cannon County's doing. They're practicing shooting themselves in the foot, though, as this time they hand it off up the middle, and that maybe got another yard or two, Gary. It's going to be 3rd down and long, and Cannon County, which had a touchdown now, has nothing, and they've got a 3rd and long here.
Yeah, they've got about a 3rd and 7 situation. That was Bundy on the carry. Maybe got 2 out of that. So they ran 2 plays for 3 yards once they had the touchdown. And, those are momentum killers, Gary.
Yeah, we talked about penalties and fumbles and turnovers, and that's one that has hurt the Lions in this one. Now Litchford trying to get outside. He's not getting there. He's going to be brought down right about the 20-yard line, so he's going to be about maybe 5 yards short, Gary, and this is going to be a big play for Cannon County.
Yeah, assuredly they're going to go for it here, Gary, and it's about 4th and 5, and, York doing a good job defensively, and what a turn of events here. They had a chance to put a score on the board and had it wiped off. So York still throwing the shutout.
So Cannon County's got some tough penalties and a big turnover, and they trail 13-0, and now come up with a 4th and 5 as they're going to bring.
Look for Litchford to get this ball. They're going to call timeout first, Gary.
So they're going to talk about timeout on the field. 7:42 left to go here in the first half, and it's now a 13-0 York lead.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When you schedule your fall maintenance with Condition Heating and Cooling, they will clean, calibrate, test, and ensure your heating system is in proper working order. Let them find and correct issues before they become major problems. Or you can take advantage of discounts up to $1,000 on new energy-saving American Standard heating and air conditioning units. See dealer for details. Offer won't last long, so call to schedule your appointment today.
Call 879-5909. Conditioned Heating and Cooling.
Well, Gary, we've seen, I think, everything tonight here. I'm not sure what happened on that, but Cannon County had a touchdown wiped off, which could have got them right back in the ball game.
Yeah, it could have, and looked like a little celebration, a little something going on over there before they got that in the end zone, Gary, and instead got backed up to the 25-yard line, no score, and now it's 4th down 5.
I'm going to say it had to be something on the 11-yard line, 15 yards from the 11.
Yeah.
On the 26.
Yeah, so now it's 4th down nonetheless.
So Smith under center. They're going to fake to Cunningham. He's going to roll out, rolling, being chased. Now he's just going to chuck it, and you don't do that on 4th down.
He didn't have anywhere to throw it, Gary. York had the coverage. They'd sent Litchford into the route, and Drake had that covered, and then they sent number 3, Wade Love, over here to the, rolled him out to the flank, and they had that double covered. Thomas Miller had on one side, and I think, I'm not sure who had on the other one, and Cole Cooper's chasing Smith, trying to tackle him. He just didn't have anywhere to go with that one.
Yeah, after the cooling game.
Actually, they're calling that 3rd down because this seems to be 4th down.
No, they're calling 1st down. They got 1st down over there. Now they're showing it's going York's way.
Yeah,
so
they
York
got it now.
York takes over on downs.
So York going to take over here.
Yeah, Cannon County with that cooling the game celebration penalty is going to be regretting that one tomorrow, I'm afraid, for them, as now it's going to be Miller going to be handed off over the left side, and Miller's going to get some running room. Gets up to about the 26.
6 yards on 1st down. Good run by Miller. Turned the corner, and he had Litchford staying there one-on-one, and kind of made him miss, and so you got an extra couple of yards out of that, and so it's 2nd and 4 for York.
Gary, and now York can put a drive together. They got 7 minutes left to go here in this quarter, and take the time off clock, punch it in, get the ball back to start the second half. They could pretty much put this one out of reach.
Yeah, they have dominated time possession over 7 minutes in the first quarter, so put together a drive like that, and you can wear this defense of Cannon County's out.
And now we're going to have another penalty. Now the official throws the flag. He waited until after everything was dead, and then he throws the flag. And I think York may have jumped on that one, Gary, and that's our first penalty on York tonight.
Yeah, that was a snap infraction, and everybody moved, but the center, he didn't snap the ball on that one, so they'll back up the 5 yards Miller got. So it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Gary, and feedback was last week York had 100 yards in penalties, and that was something Coach Derwin Wright was not happy about, and here's their first 5 tonight.
Yeah, a lot of penalties last week, big rivalry games, so they've come in and cleaned it up so far, Gary.
This time it's going to be Lefevue handing it off up the middle and banging straight ahead.
Miller on the carry.
as Miller gets the carry up to about the 24-yard line.
They're running Miller off of this left side a lot, Gary. They've seen something in film that makes them think they can exploit that. And so far, Miller's had some good runs, but they haven't been able to break the big one.
And they bring Headings back in now with a 3rd and a 7. So York wants to get a first down here and keep the football. They want to be able to run this time out. And this time they'll hand off Miller again. Miller's got a blocker out in front of him. He goes straight ahead, and Gary, he's going to get the first down.
Yeah, moves it out over the 30 to about the 31-yard line, and nice strong run by Miller to get about 7 yards there and get the first down.
And Gary, that's a situation that's kind of disheartening when you're the Canyon County Lions to have a 3rd and 7 and you give up 8.
Yeah, and York's done a good job of needing 5, getting 6, needing 6, getting 7, needing 7, getting 8, and they've done a good job of that here in the early going, Gary. Keep the drives going and the football moving.
And Headings will stay back in the backfield along now with Cooper and Miller as under center. Lefty drops the football. It's still on the ground, and Josiah Headings going to fall on it. And Gary, York dodged a big bullet there.
Yeah, they did, and that was another center quarterback exchange, and we saw Lefeview come up, and he's not getting the football is what he's saying, and so they've got to clean that up. They got to get that snap through cleanly, and
Strong's been a very strong center. I'll give that.
They've not had this problem. This is a new issue, so they need to get that fixed quickly here.
And it's going to be for the Dragons, going to be 2nd and 10. Got a man in motion. They'll give to Cole Cooper. Cooper's got blockers out in front of him. Cooper around the side. He's still on his feet. Going to be shoved out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. And another first down for the Dragons, Gary. And that right side seems to be open for the Dragons. They've been able to get a lot of yardage on that side.
They've had some big runs on that right side, and another big one there by Cole Cooper, and about 16, 17 yards on that one. Nice run. Got a blocker out there. Actually had number 60, I believe.
Braden Wheeler.
Yeah, Braden Wheeler leading him around the corner there and got a good block, get him an extra 5 or 6 yards.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons, and we've got 4.5 minutes left to go here in the quarter. York on top, 13-0. Cole Cooper in motion. They'll give it off to Cooper left side. Cooper cuts back inside. He's going to pick up about 7 before he's brought down.
That's actually Miller on the carry.
Miller, I should say. Miller. You're right. Miller on the carry.
Yeah, Miller turned that up the middle, had a couple of blocks there, able to work those for about 7 yards. A good run by Thomas.
So Miller makes it 2nd and about 3. As up will come the Dragons. And it will be in motion. They'll hand it off to Cooper up the middle, and Ben goes banging straight ahead. And he's going to be close to another first down.
Yeah, Ben, they're going to mark him about the 41-yard line, and that'll make it. That should make it first down.
So 1st and 10 for the Dragons, and we've got 3:40 left to go here in the first half. York on top, 13-0. And it's going to be 1st and 10. And under center goes Lefeview. Lefeview got a man in motion. He's going to roll out, and they had a hand on him, but he gets free from him. Now he's going to keep it himself, pick up some good yardage, gets about 5 before he's ran out of bounds.
Nice job by Landrick. Landrick's going to hand that ball off. And number 79, Brian Washington, was standing there, and he realized it. Washington decided stood there while Lefeview kept the ball and kept going around the corner. Probably should have made that tackle. Instead, York gets about 5 yards out of it.
So York gets a break on that one, and it's going to be 2nd and about 5.5, they say, for the first down. As they're on the 37-yard line, York trying to make this a 3-score ball game before they go in at halftime, and moving the ball well. It will be under center going Lefeview. Lefeview got a man in motion. He's going to roll out, and he's going to keep it this time. Lefeview over the left side, got some running room. He gets bulled all the way down to, it looks like, about the 21, Gary. Is that right?
Yeah, I think
I can't see the yard markers from here.
Yeah, the numbers have been wallowed on a little bit. Actually, they're going to be marked right at the 20-yard line, I think, Gary.
Yeah, they're going to set him right on the 20. So York in the red zone again, right at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Just under 3 minutes left to go here in the first half. Cannon County had a touchdown call back, and now we have a timeout called by York. Timeout on the field with 2:54 to go in the half. It's 13-0 York.
Quality workmanship and exceptional customer service have defined Southeastern Drywall and Construction of Jamestown. From custom-built homes, residential construction, remodeling to commercial construction, Southeastern Drywall and Construction is dedicated to providing the best quality at reasonable prices. We're also looking for good carpenters. Call Southeastern Drywall and Construction at 931-267-5435. A proud supporter of sports and education in our area.
Well, Gary, Cannon County has found new ways to shoot themselves in the foot. They have had penalties, they've had turnovers, and one really costly penalty on a punt return for a touchdown, or kickoff return.
Yeah, actually, they had a kick return for a touchdown, Gary, and some premature celebrating there cost them a touchdown, and instead you move that ball all the way back out to the 25-yard line where York held them, and York has turned around and moved this back deep into Cannon County territory with 2:54 to go here in the first half, and a chance for them to add to their 13-0 lead.
And they'll also get the ball to start the second half, so York trying to put some distance now between them and the lines. As Lefevue hands it off to Cooper. Cooper cuts back inside. Cooper runs over one, gets up to about the 17, and going to make it 2nd and 6 to 7 yards for the first down.
Yeah, they'll mark at about the 16-yard line, so it should be 2nd and 4 here, or 2nd and 6, about 4-yard gain, and good tough run by Cole Cooper over the right side there, just running in behind the guard and kindly between the guard and the tackle there, between the B gap, and getting about 4 yards out of it.
And with this, Gary, you want to take your time here if York and punch this in with little time left on the clock, as they'll hand it off this time over to Miller. Miller looking for some room on the outside. Now cuts back inside, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds. And I think he's going to get enough for the first down, Gary. I can't see exactly where they're marking it. All the York football players are standing right where he went out of bounds.
Yeah, they're marking that inside the 10-yard line, I think, Gary. So it's going to be 1st and goal here for York.
Right at the 9-yard line, York with a 1st and goal. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, you want to work all the time you can off this clock, score little time as left as you can, and not let them have a chance to do something in the last few seconds of the first half.
Lefevue under center. Got a man in motion. He's going to hand it off up the middle, though, banging straight ahead. Ben Cooper for the touchdown, Dragons.
Nice run, nice play. It looked like they were going to run that option. Instead, the last second, he sticks it in Cooper's gut, on the fullback gut, and they just almost untouched into the end zone, Gary.
So Banging Ben pops it in, and now it's a 19-0 lead, and we'll see if York goes for 2 here, Gary, or they try to go for 1. I think they're going to go for 2.
Yeah, they're going for 2. They're keeping the offense out on the field here and going to try to go for 2.
York will look for – no, actually
yeah, this is a little different setup here, but they're going for 2.
Yeah, they're going to have – looks like a Cooper back in – there with, and the shotgun goes Lefevue.
This is going to be Lefevue on the keeper here.
No, he tosses it in, a little shuffle pass into Miller, and Miller's into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. York now leads it 21-0 with 2:07 to go in the first half.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
Well, the York Dragons, Gary, take a 21-0 lead, but they got to be careful. And I might kick it away from Barrett. I would take my chances with Litchford.
Yeah, maybe, but a good 2-point play by York. Spread them out. Look like the quarterback's going to run it, and then they run one of the guys inside for the shuffle pass, Miller, and he walks into the end zone, and York adds 2 points here.
Cannon County had a touchdown but called back because of celebration, and now the kick's going to go toward Litchford. They might kick it toward Litchford, and he takes it right about the 10, brings it back on the run, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds. Well, he's still on his feet, going to now be taken out of bounds. And it looks like at about, Gary, probably the 36.
Maybe the 26, Gary. I'm trying to know about the 30. They're going to mark that right at the 30-yard line.
It's hard to see without the markers on there. Marked, the field not marked very well tonight, as going to be 1st and 10 for the Lions. And the Lions, Gary, have 1:59 left to go here in this quarter. York needs a stop here and then get the football back to start the second half and pretty much put this one away.
Yeah, they do. You want to stop them, get off the field here, before the half, keep this where it's at. They're
going to hand it off to number 5. That is, I believe that is, let's see.
That's Bundy on the carry.
Bundy.
And he lost about a yard, maybe 2 on that one, Gary.
Yeah, kind of looked like Al Bundy on that one, but we got $1:40 left to go here in the quarter. Gary, if you're York, do you take some timeouts and maybe get the ball back?
Don't look like they're going to, at least here. Maybe if you stop them on 2nd down, you take a timeout and see what you can do here.
So now it'll be Cannon County with 2nd and about a dozen now, as they'll draw back in the shot, or actually going up under center is Smith. Smith now will hand it off this time to number 22 Cunningham, or 28 Cunningham, and Cunningham went nowhere on that one, Gary.
Yeah, no game for Cunningham, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 12 from the 28, Gary, and the clock's still running here. York electing not to take the timeout.
I think York's thinking discretion, the better part of valor, go in with a 21-point lead and get the football to start the second half.
Yeah, you call it here and see if you can set up something for a punt return or something like that, although their punter did kick one 70 yards.
And now rolling out Smith. Smith going to get the little dump pass, and I think he come up with it, Gary, but that's going to be not even close to the 1st down. It got him maybe up to about
the 31. They got about 3 yards out of it, Gary, but it's going to be 3rd down and 9. And
actually 4th down.
4th down and 9, and York does take a timeout here.
York's going to take a timeout. Timeout on the field. It's York 21, Cannon County.
The kids are back in school, and the weather's turning cooler, and that can only mean one thing. Flu season will start soon. This year, Hall Family Pharmacy wants to help you fight the flu. Getting a flu shot means that you are 60% less likely to get the flu virus. This year at Hall Family Pharmacy, we are excited to make a $1 donation to the local children's shopping spree for each flu shot we give. So don't let the flu knock you out, and come by Hall Family Pharmacy for your annual flu shot. You won't be the only one glad you did.
Well, Gary, York calls timeout there. You got 30 seconds on the clock. Maybe try to set up a return, but they got to watch out for that foot of Love's.
Yeah, they do. They actually, it looks like, they are lining up in punt formation. Drake finally does drop back. We'll see how far he decides to drop back this time. Only to about the 35-yard line, Gary. So, he's only dropping back about 35 yards here.
So Love back again, and Love had a great punt to start this ball game. And York got a big rush on that one's going straight up in the air. York's got to be careful not get underneath it, as that one's going to hit, and it's going to die right at the 48-yard line. And after a great punt, the first one, Gary, that one was pretty bad.
Well, there was a rush on, and Leftview had broke through and was going to block that kick, Gary, so kindly rushed the punter a little bit, and he kicked it instead of straight out. He kicked it straight up in the air that time, and York in business at the 48-yard line after a 17-yard punt, and that'll drag the average down.
But now that one, Gary, hung, and it's down to 19 seconds, so that one took off 11 seconds in the air. That was a good hang winning time, except the only problem was it was straight up. Now York going for the money shot, and it's going to be overthrown. They went trying to go down the sideline to Drake, just overthrew him a little bit, and that's going to make it 2nd and 10 for the Dragons. And Gary, they went for it quickly.
Yeah, they did, and Drake had actually got a step on his man. The ball, maybe a step outside and a step deep, but that's all a timing play and timing off just a little bit there. And the one thing the defender probably did to throw the timing off and is he pushed him outside maybe just a step, and if he doesn't do that, Lefeview probably completes that pass.
Well, now we've seen Lefeview score on last-second pass play as he can throw the football. Lefeview under center. Takes a snap. He drops back. Now he's going to get a big rush, and he is going to get dropped and all the way back into Dragon territory. And now they'll probably just let the clock run out, Gary, because we're down to 3 seconds, and York's just going to go into halftime leading 21-0. We're at halftime of this one. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the Old Ben Franklin halftime stat.
Like a great sports team needs a great captain to lead them, a county needs a great executive to move it forward. And Fentress County has it in Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy believes in this county and its endless possibilities. So for great sports and a great county, be like County Executive Jimmy Johnson and back Fentress County all the way.
A great football program is built on teamwork, and so is a great company like Micro Metals Incorporated of Jamestown. We're inviting you to come join our team. We are now hiring for different positions. We offer several benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, short-term disability, 8 paid holidays, paid vacation after 6 months, profit sharing, 401k retirement, and more. Apply in person at 1049 Owens Road, Jamestown, or online at powdermetalparts.net.
At Twin Lakes, the customer always comes first, and that's why we've updated our broadband plans and pricing to fit your family's needs and budget. With new plans, faster speeds, and better values, we'll keep you connected just the way you want. Twin Lakes offers broadband speeds up to 1 gig. That's 1,000 megabits per second, so you'll never have to worry about your connectivity again. Visit us online at twinlakes.net or stop by one of our 7 local business offices, and we'll help you find the right speed for your family.
Your hospital in Jamestown has been tailoring its services to meet the needs of area residents for many years, and for one reason: to keep you, your family, and your neighbors healthy. Now we are proud to be serving our community once again as Jamestown Regional Medical Center. The 2 things that have always been at the core of your hospital: commitment and desire to make this community a healthier place to live. We are Jamestown Regional, a Renova Health company.
With the recent sale of your local Fred's Pharmacy to Walgreens, here at MetaThrift Pharmacy, we want to make it easy as 1, 2, 3 for current Fred's Pharmacy customers to transfer your medications. If you would like to continue doing business with a locally owned independent pharmacy that treats you like family, then we invite you to transfer your Fred's Pharmacy prescriptions now to MetaThrift Pharmacy. Hello, my name is Jinky Stevens. I am blessed to now be part of the MetaThrift family. You will love the personal touch of a locally owned pharmacy where we treat our customers just like family. Come by and see us or call 931-879-8133 and we'll do the rest.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When you schedule your fall maintenance with Condition Heating and Cooling, they will clean, calibrate, test, and ensure your heating system is in proper working order. Let them find and correct issues before they become major problems. Or you can take advantage of discounts up to $1,000 on new energy-saving American Standard heating and air conditioning units. See dealer for details. Offer won't last long, so call to schedule your appointment today.
Call 879-5909. Conditioned Heating and Cooling.
Over 80% of business owners say loyal customers are the keys to a successful business. At Hall Family Pharmacy, we appreciate our loyal customers and want to thank you by offering you a copay pass. With the Hall Family Pharmacy Customer Loyalty Program, come by the pharmacy and pick up a punch card. Every time you fill a prescription, you will get a punch on the card. When the card is full, bring it in and get your copay pass. It's a simple way for us to say thank you for your business. So stop by Hall Family Pharmacy to get your Customer Loyalty Program punch card today.
A great football program is built on teamwork, and so is a great company like Micro Metals Incorporated of Jamestown. We're inviting you to come join our team. We are now hiring for different positions. We offer several benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, short-term disability, 8 paid holidays, paid vacation after 6 months, profit sharing, 401k retirement, and more. Apply in person at 1049 Owens Road, Jamestown, or online at powdermetalparts.net.
And back at York Institute, where the York Dragons lead 21-0 at the half. They're getting ready to honor the Senior Bulldogs team here tonight. They captured their Super Bowl championship they finished the Super Bowl champions for their division in the Middle Tennessee. So congratulations to them. It's time now for the Old Ben Franklin halftime stats. We'll be back with stats right after this.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bruce Babb, GM of Old Ben Franklin Ford in Watburg, Tennessee. Doesn't it seem like every radio ad is another car dealership claiming they have the lowest prices, giving you the most for your trades, the best inventory, best service after the sale? It all runs together and is very confusing. At Old Ben Franklin Ford, we don't claim to be the biggest, the best, or perfect, but we work diligently to earn your business. Folks, if you're looking for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, give us a call at 1-877-NEW-FORD or visit us online at oldbenfranklinford.com. If you've been waiting for the right time to purchase, now is the time. 0% on all new 2018 Fords in stock, 0% for 72 months on the F-150. We have the all-new SUV EcoSport, 0 down, $258 a month, and the Ford Fiesta, 0 down, $199 a month. We have a great selection. Come see us in Watburg at Old Ben Franklin Ford or call 877-NEW-FORD. Visit us online at oldbenfranklinford.com. Remember, folks, Fords are cheaper out in the country.
Here at halftime, where York leads at 21-0. Time now for the Old Ben Franklin halftime stats. Gary, give us the stats from the first half.
Well, the biggest stat, the score is 21-0, Gary, but York in the first half, 10 first downs, 28 carries, 161 yards. They're 0-2 through the air. They've had 30 plays for 161 yards. Cannon County only 2 first downs, 17 carries for 45 yards, only 9 yards passing, complete 2 of 4. So they've had 21 plays, 4 yards, and York is winning time of possession by about almost 2 minutes, and been a pretty clean game except for the one penalty by Cannon County. So, total of 3 penalties for them, 1 for York in the first half. Individually for York, they're led in rushing by Thomas Miller, 9 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown. Cole Cooper has 7 carries for 52 yards. Ben Cooper, 4 carries for 20 yards and a touchdown. Josiah Headings, 2 for 15. Landry Clefuse, 0-2 through the air. And for Cannon County, they're led in rushing by Court Litchford with 6 carries, 28 yards. Brady Cunningham, 5 carries for 16 yards. Tyler Bundy had 6 carries for 1 yard. Reese Smith, 2 of 4 through the air for 9 yards. He's completed 1 to Court Litchford for 5 yards and 1 for Brady Cunningham for 4 yards. And for York, the scoring in first quarter, 37 seconds to go. Thomas Miller from 7 yards out. That is a 13-play, 93-yard drive, Gary, and puts York ahead 7-0. In the second quarter, 9:53 left, it was Cole Cooper on a 40-yard fumble recovery. Another Johan West kick that failed that time, though. It's 13-0. And then with 2:07 to go in the first half, it was Ben Cooper from 10 yards out. Thomas Miller got the pass from Landry Clefue for the 2-point conversion. That was a 12-play, 80-yard drive that took over 5 minutes as well. So it's 21-0 York in the end of the first half.
Gary, quick correction on the penalties. Cannon County had 3 for 43 yards. Gary, but the big one was that one on that punt or kickoff return. They had a touchdown call back.
Yeah, they did. If you think about it, they've had their 3 penalties, and they had 2 15-yarders for unsportsmanlike conduct, and then they had the other one for a holding on a big run that backed them up 13 yards. So 3 penalties, 43 yards. That's kind of rough, and all 3 of those penalties have really hurt them as well.
Plus, they had that big fumble that York took back for a touchdown. Those are the key plays in this first half. A first half that York leads 21-0 as we head into a halftime break. We're going to take a timeout here, and then we'll be back in just a few minutes for the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere. And back here at York Instant, we're getting set for the second half to get underway. Gary, the first half, pretty much all York, and that's in part in thanks to some just, I'm going to call it bonehead plays by the Cannon County bunch. They did some really stupid penalties.
Yeah, they did, and all three of those penalties hurt, and especially the one where they taunted going in for the touchdown and got that call back, got the touchdown took off the board too, and had a critical holding play when they were moving the ball a little bit, and then another personal foul on another play there that backed it up 15 as they were moving.
Yeah, we had one penalty where the young man was talking back to the officials.
Yep.
He had something to say to the official, and that got him a penalty that really hurt them. And they've just found different ways to shoot themselves in the foot. They fumbled the football. It was taken back for a touchdown. So they've done everything possible to put themselves in a situation to see what happens tomorrow night.
Yeah, they have. And, York's been opportunistic a little bit, too. It looked like a sure lateral on a play that was called an incomplete pass, actually, and, a big break there. And then, they had the fumble that bounced right up into Cole Cooper's hands, and he had clear sailing to the end zone for a touchdown. So a little bit of opportunity on York's side too, but York really starting to control the line of scrimmage and move the ball at the end of the second quarter there, Gary, and they established control of the game, and expect that to carry over here into the second half.
Their special teams, they'll let them down a little bit, Gary. They had a missed extra point, a bad snap on the extra point, and they also had that big return that they were just lucky that the young man taunted some of the York fans as he was going down there and got a penalty.
Yeah, they did, and coverage could probably be better tonight too. They've been a couple of pretty good kickoff returns, so if you got something you want to point out that they could really improve on, that would probably be it. We've seen the center quarterback exchange struggle at times here in this first half too. That's something that York definitely wants to get cleaned up here and make sure all those snaps are clean here in the second half.
Well, the simple fact is, folks, if York wins, we're going to Signal Mountain next week. If Cannon County has a comeback here, we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow night to find out where we go. But right now, York's in command as we get set for the second half. York going to get the football to start this second half. Kicking it away will be number 10. That is Hayden Sanders. And back deep for the Dragons, it looks like, is that Miller back deep?
Miller, and then you got Barger and Drake up about 10 yards in front of him on each side.
And you have to watch out. They're going to drill it, and that one's going to go into the end zone. So a good kick by the Cannon County kicker, and York's going to take it over at their 20-yard line, Gary. York establishes a drive here, punches in. How tough is it going to be for Cannon County to get back in this one? Because we've seen they don't have a great aerial attack.
No, they don't, and York's putting on a pretty good rush. And, if you're York, you kind of think you can close the door on this thing, and it's, put yourself in the driver's seat if you put a drive together here. And, Cannon County's strength is their kicking game. That was a nice kickoff as well. They're clearly into the end zone.
And so now York going to start it. They'll pitch it out to Miller. Miller coming over the left side, cuts back inside, spins from one, gets up over the 30 for a first down as he picks up 11. And Gary Miller's getting some runs, but he's been getting hammered too, and he's holding on that football.
He is doing a good job hanging on to a little spin move there and got away from the first tackler and carried that out over the 30 for a first down. A nice run from Thomas Miller.
So a 1st and 10 now for the Dragons at the 31-yard line. York on top 21-0. Looking to sew up that number 3 spot in the region headed into playoffs next week. As the handoff this time to Cooper on the other side. Cooper comes back inside, still on his feet, goes up for about 6 before he's brought down, and that's going to make it second and manageable, Gary. And that's what you want from that. You want to eat up the clock, keep moving the football, and punch it in the end zone.
Yeah, you do. And Cole turned that up the right side there and was held up, able to get away and lean forward to about 5 yards on that one, Gary. So it'll be 2nd and 5.
Now, until last week, Cannon County really was not blown out of any ball games, but they were blown out by Whitwell last week. So we'll see if they can bounce back here. York, a couple more scores, and we're in the mercy rule. So they need to stop York here. And this time it's going to be Lefeview on the keeper. Lefeview breaks through. He's got nothing but Green ahead of him. He's headed toward the end zone, and he'll make it all the way in for a touchdown, Dragons.
Nice run by Lefeview. That was an option type play. He saw it wide open and turned it up, and nobody touched him. And Lathan Drake just totally done a deep job on the cornerback Wade Lowe. They're staying over here. He acts like he's doing nothing, and finally he points at him as Lefeview's running by him. So nice play by York. Good long touchdown run for Lefeview, and York on the board.
So York with a 64-yarder, and now the Dragons going for the extra point. Have struggled with this earlier, and now it's down good though, and the kick is up. The kick is no good. He hooked it, and for the second time tonight, the Dragons have missed on the extra point. So it's still, though, a 27-0 York lead with 10:41 to go in the third.
Ventures Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Ventures Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer, to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and the gift shop. All this and much more at Ventures Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
And now the Dragons get set to kick off. Gary, they're on top 27-0, and the Dragons will kick it away here. York, Gary, just had a little bit of trouble on their special teams now. They've struggled on their special teams.
Special teams and, some snaps on the extra points, as well as the center quarterback exchange, Gary. And, got some things. This is a game, even though winning 27-0. They've got some things they can work on here.
And West will kick it away. It's going to be a little short kick. That one's going to drop in, and it's going to hit and be down there by one of the up guys for Cannon County, and he come away with a big play there, because if York got the ball back there, Gary, it would have been pretty much over for Cannon County, because that's at the 35 of Cannon County.
Yeah, they kicked a little pitch kick there and gave number 81, Mikey Whited, and also Cade Brandon a chance to try to run under that and go get it, and one of the Cannon County players did dive on it.
He slid up and caught that one and kind of held on to preserve the football for Cannon County. As now up comes Smith under center. Got a man in motion. He's going to hand it off up the middle, and that's a big run there by Cunningham. Cunningham still on his feet. And all right, make that Bundy. Bundy all the way up to the 40 of York, inside the 40 to the 39. Good run by Bundy.
Yeah, and he might have got a little more, except he tried to stop and was going to put a move on the York defender, instead slipped and fell. And but still a good run for Bundy, about 27 yards on that one. So Cannon County in York territory.
So that's probably the best run of the night for Cannon County so far, as they'll come up. They got a man in motion. They're going to hand it off up the middle. Goes the big guy, Cunningham. Cunningham breaks the tackle, still on his feet, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling all the way down to the 12-yard line. And that time, Gary, Cunningham just would not be denied.
No, he wouldn't, and a real good run from Cunningham. They're actually going to mark that about the 13, I think, Gary. And, two big runs here for Cannon County. York not getting the blocks and missing some tackles here. Got to clean that up here and close the holes down now as Cannon County inside the York 15.
Cannon County knock on the door, and now you go back to that penalty on that kickoff return really comes back to haunt them. As now they're going to hand out this time to Bundy. Bundy trying to cut inside and nowhere to go this time.
Yeah, there was about 5 York players there, and the first wave missed him, but the second wave did come through. Ben Cooper came in to clean that up. So loss of about a yard on that, it looks like, Gary.
So they're going to drop them back a yard or so, and that's going to be 2nd down and 11. And the ball on they're now about the 14-yard line, but they haven't moved the marker actually back. They're saying it's still on the original line of scrimmage, but looks like he actually lost a yard or so. Smith going to get up in under center. Smith got a man in motion, Litchford. Litchford tried to bounce outside, gets around the first man, but can't get around the second and third, and he is drilled as Lathan Drake loses a lid over there. His helmet knocked off, so he's going to have to come out, but that was a good play by York.
Good play by York. Drake had a chance to make that tackle for about a 5-yard loss, Gary, and couldn't come up with air on it, and he got the corner turned, and actually it was Lander Clefview that actually had a chance to make the tackle, and Drake in on that tackle, loses his helmet, has to come out for a play, but he gets about 2 or 3 yards out of that.
Definitely 4-down territory for Cannon County as they'll drop back. Smith going to throw one out there, and that one's going to be incomplete. Had Litchford out there, Gary, but he saw a man coming, and Litchford never even really reached for it.
He kind of gator-armed that one, and Thomas Miller was coming and was going to put the hit on him, and he never got close enough for Thomas to hit him. And, good play by York. Got a 3rd down situation here. 4th down situation.
4th down, and now number 10 coming in. They may be going to kick the field goal here, Gary. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like they're lining up to kick the field goal, and
that's going to be about a 29-yarder, 28-yarder.
I'd say 29 on this one, and the holder's the quarterback Smith here.
And the snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is a line driver, and it's good. Cannon County's on the board with 8:19 to go in the 3rd. It's 27-3, York.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like football. The lights, the cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got. Come to a game. Support our local schools. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, a better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at ucfcu.org.
Well, Gary, we were talking about it during the break. Maybe I'm a riverboat gambler, but I believe I would have went for it. You're down 27-0. 3 points ain't going to help you a whole lot.
No, it's not, Gary, and it does take the shutout off the board for whatever that means. But they stalled out. They had 2 great running plays, got it down inside York's 15-yard line, and then they didn't run the same plays that took them down the field, and changed it up and tried to run something a little different, and York able to stop it, and then they get the 29-yard field goal to break the scoring for them.
And number 10, Sanders is up to kick off now, and Sanders going to boot this one high and short, taken by Lathan Drake at the 20, back up to the 30, to the 35, almost to the 35. He's going to be just shy of the 35, where it'll be 1st and 10 Dragons. And Gary, you said it keeps them from getting shut out, but that's not going to be no consolation next week when you're watching everybody else play.
No, it's not, and you about have to go for that. I mean, your season's kind of on the line here, and nobody really cares about a shutout at that point, and so to kick the field goal, that's a moral victory there, I guess.
Well, the only way that Cannon County, if they lose this game, can get in is if Smith County loses to Grundy County tomorrow night. So they got to be biggest fans of Grundy County ever tomorrow night. Now Lefeview on the keeper gets around to the 39-yard line. And good run by Lefeview.
That looked like a busted play, Gary. It looked like Lefeview was going to pitch that or hand it off, and nobody was there. So turned it up the field, got about 3 yards out of it.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Dragons. We got 7:53 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The Dragons on top 21-3. And up will come the Dragons. Lefeview under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to Cooper, right side. Cooper's got some tackle in front, breaks the tackle. He's headed out and got ahead of everybody now. Headed down the field. He's all the way into the end zone for a touchdown, Dragons.
nice blocking, Gary, at the point of attack. You know, they cleared out a big old hole at the line of scrimmage, and Cooper able to run through that and never was touched on his way to the end zone. So great play, great job. A 61-yard touchdown run for Cole Cooper, and York scores again.
The Cole train gets the touchdown, and Gary, now York may go for 2 here. That maybe Cannon County just didn't want to get into the mercy rules. I can understand why they went for 3 a while ago.
I'm not sure why they done that, but York is lining up another 2-point conversion here.
So we'll see if York can convert on this 2-point conversion. Got a man in motion. They'll get a flag before that, and I believe York maybe had some illegal motion.
Yeah, I think somebody moved, so see what they do now that they backed it up 5 yards.
No, it's encroachment against the defense.
Yeah, so they were pulled off. So move it to the 1 and see what York can do with it.
So now York has got it for the 2-point conversion, left U. And Lefevue will throw it over to Daedric Phillips, who will step into the end zone for the 2-point conversion with 7:28 left to go here in quarter number 3. York leads it 35-3.
Americans have fought around the world for our freedom. They accepted the responsibility to defend America and uphold our values when duty called. Today, the brave men and women of our armed forces are working around the world to ensure our freedom and safety. The willingness of our veterans to sacrifice for America has earned them our respect and gratitude. Thank you, veterans, for your many sacrifices, your love of country, and your dedication to the principles of liberty and justice for all. Paid for by friends of John Mark Winther.
Well, you're getting set to kick off now. They lead it 35-3. We got 7.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter as York in command of this one. And there's a good kick over to the outside. It's going to roll out of bounds, and that will be a penalty against York. And Cannon at 1st and 10 to 35.
Yeah, and not what you wanted to do there. You know, he tried to place that kick and took a hop on him and top to the left on the, out of bounds over here on the right sideline, and they'll take over on the 35, Gary.
So now Cannon County with the football. They moved it last time. They had to settle for a field goal, and they trail now 35-3. And if York can put up any more points, Gary, the clock won't stop, and that'll make this second half go really quick.
Yeah, it's been a fast ball game anyhow, Gary, and you know, so both teams running the ball, keeping it in bounds. The clock's been moving.
So up now will come Cannon County. They've got it now 1st and 10 at their own 35. They'll hand it off to Bundy. Bundy's going to get through the first line. Still on his feet, and then he is knocked down there. Good job by Lathan Drake to trip him up. And he's going to pick up, though, about 11. That's going to be a 1st and 10 for Cannon County.
Good run by Bundy. You know, same play, running it over the left end there and getting the corner sealed. Got a good 11-yard run. Josiah Headings there to clean that up, or he gets a lot more, Gary.
So now Cannon County with a 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. They got a man in motion. They'll hand it off that man in motion, and that's Cunningham. And Cunningham's cutting, running for his life now. Going to be drugged down. He's going to lose about 4 yards. So Cannon County, Gary, takes 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. They could be in a Paula Abdul video after this one.
Yeah, they tried to run that over the right side, Gary, and it just wasn't going anywhere. Cunningham made the first wave miss and circled back around. Looked like he might turn it up the field and get some positive yardage, and York able, though, to close quickly. And about a 2-yard loss on that, I guess. It'd be 2nd and 12.
So now Cannon County finds themselves going backwards as they'll come back up and under center. Snap, they're going to hand it off this time to Bundy, and Bundy's going to go down. He's going to lose yardage, Gary.
Yeah, and that's a nice play there by Cole Cooper. And actually, Cole Cooper and Dadrick Phillips there, both on, were ready to make the tackle, and instead he slips and falls and, backs that up to about the 43-yard line now. So it's going to be 3rd and 15.
They're darn close to their original line of scrimmage, Gary, when they started this. And now they got a 3rd and long as Cannon County comes up. Smith under center. They're going to hand it. No, he's going to drop back. He's looking for somebody to throw it to. Now he's running, and he is falling. He trips over the line there at about the 30, Gary. And Cannon County managed to gain 12 yards and lose 22.
Yeah, they marked that actually at the 36-yard line, Gary. So they net 1 yard on the drive. Good job by York, though. After they get a first down on the first play, York drives them backwards after that, and 4th and about 20 here. So we'll see what
Love can do.
4th and 25, actually. So they're bringing out the punt team.
Now, Love hit a boomer the first time up. Last time he kind of shanked one. Well, actually hit it straight up in the air. We'll see what he does here. York looking to put some heat on him. And Love gets this one off, and this one shanked. And that one's going to hit, and it's going to take a Cannon County roll all the way down to the 31-yard line. But, Gary, after that first punt by Love, the last two has been less than spectacular.
Yeah, 33 yards on that one, Gary, and those have been kicked straight up in the air. That first one was a booming kick. If Drake drops back and catches that, he's far out kicked his coverage, so you can set up a return out of that. Instead, they downed it at the 2-yard line, and nothing like that on the last two punts. And here comes York, and it looks like we have a change at quarterback, Gary.
Looks like Barger in now. Has Dalton in. Dalton's going to hand it off to Cooper. Cooper going ahead, and Cooper going to fight his way up to the 35-yard line. And we may start seeing a lot of younger players getting in here, Gary.
Yeah, everybody else, pretty much is still a lot of the first stringers in there. You see Johan West coming in a little every once in a while, and Barger, but it looks like the whole starting offensive line's still in there, and both of the backs are still in there.
Now, Lefty suffered a little bit of a shoulder injury last week, Gary, and I think maybe it's just an idea of getting him out and not risking him getting hurt for that first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and they've moved Cole Cooper to fullback here.
They're going to hand it off to Drake. Drake over the right side. Drake dives ahead, and he's going to be close to a first down, but I see a rag on the field.
Yeah, they've thrown a flag over there about where they tackled him, and running Lathan out of one of the wings there and gave him the ball over the right side.
And it's going to be holding against York.
So this will get backed up. That flag was thrown about where the tackle was made, maybe a yard back. So going to be backed up to about the 29-yard line here, it looks like.
So it's going to, but that gives them the down back, so it's still 2nd and 12 for the Dragons.
Yeah, does give them the down back, and, where you had 3rd and very short, now you got 2nd and 12 again, and see what York can do with this. The backs, the wings here are Drake and Miller, and Cole Cooper playing the role of the fullback.
They're going to hand off of the Miller to Cooper, and Cooper is that's Drake of the middle. Drake picks up a good run, gets some of that back, going to make it 3rd though and long, Gary.
Yeah, that's going to be marked about the 32, 33-yard line, so it's 4th and 8, or 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. But 3rd and 8, I guess we'll call it. It's on about the 33-yard line here.
We'll be under the 3-minute mark probably before York snaps it this time, as they'll come up. They've got Barger under center. Barger takes a snap, hands it off up the middle to the big guy, Cooper, and Cooper going to go straight ahead, and now little extracurricular after the ball was down, Gary.
Something happened there, and you guys handing in Cooper's face mask or something. Cooper certainly didn't like it. That was Tyler Bundy on the tackle.
And it looks like York may go for it here on 4th and 3, Gary.
Yeah, it looks like they're lined up to go for it here. The ball just about touching the 38-yard line. So 4th and 3. See what York's got in the playbook for this one, Gary.
Barger goes up and under center. Dalton going to take the snap, hands it off over this time. The left side is going to be a first down as Miller's going to get about to the 49-yard line for the driving back, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
Yeah, nice play, nice run, good blocking. Got Miller across the line of scrimmage, then he cleared the 40 and the first down marker and had it out to nearly the 45 and got circled back a couple of yards trying to get away from the initial pressure, and instead gets tackled at the 43.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10 Dragons as they bring the clock down to 1:50 left to go here in the third quarter. Almost headed in the final frame of this one. Barger under center. Dalton takes the snap, hands it off to Cooper up the middle, and Cooper just straight ahead for about a nickel on that one. They're going to mark him down a little farther back than I thought. I'm going to say about 2nd and 7.
Yeah, he got about 3 on that, marking him down at the 46. So 2nd and 7, gain of 3. Got tripped up pretty early on that one, Gary, trying to keep the legs moving. Did get 2 or 3 yards out of it.
So 2nd and long for the Dragons, and we've got about 65 or 75 seconds left to go here in this quarter. As up will come Barger under center. You're getting ready.
York having some trouble, Drake in particular, getting the play in here, Gary, and what to do on this.
And they're going to hand off Cooper over the right side. Cooper's going to bang over the right side and pick up, it looks like enough for another first down, Gary.
Yeah, and Cooper's mad, and he's running hard, Gary, and right over the right end on that one, and took 2 guys to get him down. He knocked both of them backwards. So a nice run by Cole Cooper, and we're going to move the chains.
And they may have to play one more down before we go to the end of the third quarter, as we got 40 seconds left to go here in this quarter. Barger will go under center. He'll watch for that official to lower the arm, but he did, and he hands off to Drake. Drake going to cut back inside. Good job by Drake to pick up a good run on first down.
Yeah, he moved it down to about the 39-yard line, so a nice run by Drake, and it will be 2nd and 3 as we start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to let this one run down to the 4th. I don't think they'll try to snap it before the end of the quarter, as we're down to 9 seconds, and they don't have to snap it, so they won't. We're headed to the final frame, folks, and York leads it 35-3.
Casey's Frontier Chevrolet is clearing out 2018 inventory with discounts up to $10,000. See the huge inventory at CaseyChevy.com. That's CaseyChevy.com, where you can find your perfect ride and apply for financing. With your VIP appointment, they'll take it from there, so you just have to show up to sign and drive. Stock number S17100. Must finance with GM Financial and approved credit. See dealer for details.
Just 12 miles north of Cookville on Highway 111.
Oh, yeah, the dealership in the cow pasture.
Right now at Pizza Hut.
Get 2 medium, 2 topping Pizza Hut pizzas
For just $5.99 each.
The perfect pair.
At the perfect price.
Order however you want.
Delivery or carry out.
Call or click.
Get one for me.
And me.
Or just you and yours.
Everyone gets what they want.
So get your perfect pair now.
2 medium, 2 topping pizzas.
Just $5.99 each.
Because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ask for this offer. Additional charge for extra cheese, select crust types, and additional toppings. Product availability, prices, participation, delivery areas, and charges, and minimum purchase required for delivery may vary. Delivery charge is not a driver tip.
Gary, yet another quarter dominated by the Dragons.
Yeah, it is, and score 35-3, and York moving it again, and York dominating every statistical category there is, Gary, and just a great performance by them.
As you're getting some of the younger kids in, now they got Big Josiah in there now, and Barger under center, takes the snap, hands it off to Drake. Drake's got Headings out in front of him. Headings opens a great big hole, Gary, all the way up to about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, nice run, Drake. Following the block, didn't turn it up the field. Might have got a little more if he did, Gary. Instead, ran out of bounds right at the 30-yard line.
Had that NFL in him there, Gary.
Yeah, and got it. Tennessee under Lane Kiffin, I know everybody loves that name, was notorious. He wouldn't let them run out of bounds. You had to turn it back in, turn it up the field, and, you get extra yards like that sometimes.
And now they're going to hand it off up the middle, and that went nowhere as getting hit and driven back was, I believe that is number 27.
That's Jacoby Allen on the carry.
Jacoby's first carry of the night.
Yeah, lost about a yard on that one. Big number 79 there. Brian Washington in there waiting on him and drug him down. They about fumbled the ball, Gary.
Brian Washington, I believe you said his name was. He's a big kid.
He is. Plays the left defensive end for Cannon County, left defensive tackle for them.
And up will come the Dragons. It'll be Barger under center. Barger runs into his running back and fumbles the ball and has to fall on it. Good job by Dalton to get it back. And, Gary, that was definitely a miscue there.
Yeah, it was. Didn't get the exchange. The snap was good. Barger turns around to hand it off, runs into the back, and they never make the exchange. And even if they did, he stopped the momentum of the back. And probably something, they'd get cleaned up if they had that in practice more often. That's something they probably don't practice a whole lot.
Barger under center, hands it off this time up the middle to number 14. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage.
That's Evan Tompkins on the carry, and he gets, like you said, about the 4 yards back. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And Gary's good to see Evan back out there because he took a shot on that one kickoff that Cannon County returned for a touchdown that was called back.
Yeah, he did. They missed that play as well, the block in the back there, and seen him hobbling off the field, but he looked all right on that handoff.
So now we'll see what the Dragons do. They've got Tompkins in the backfield. Barger under center. He'll fake the handoff. Barger's going to roll out. He's going to throw it downfield. He's got a man wide open. Good throw to Dadrick Phillips. Going to bring that one down just enough for the first down. And, Gary, that was just a situation where the big tight end, Phillips, just went far enough down to get the pass and get the first down.
Yeah, and a great job by Barger. He rolled out there, made a good throw. Phillips able to haul it in for about an 11-yard gain, and it's a first down for York. And keeping the drive alive here, Gary, not a 4th down attempt here, getting the first down. Good move for Dadrick Phillips.
And now we're down under 9.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. York in command of this one, going to finish 3rd in the region. And up will come the Dragons. They've got the snap. They'll hand it off this time over the left side. Number 21 on the carry. Still on his feet all the way down to about the 6-yard line, I believe.
That's Kay Brannon on the carry, and a nice run. Another first down for York. It'll be 1st and goal.
So they're going to be sitting right about the 6-yard line, Gary. And York, they punch it in here. The clock doesn't stop from this point on.
No, it doesn't. And they're bringing in Drake. If Drake bringing the play in here, I'd look for him to carry it off this right side, see if they can get him in the end zone.
Or they may try that same play we've seen Barger score on once before, where they fake the handoff and he brings it up, bootlegs out to the outside. And now they're going to hand it outside to Drake. Drake's going to try to outrun everybody, and he does, into the end zone for a touchdown, Dragons!
Yeah, you kind of tell that play was going to Drake, and he lined up in the left wing back and gave it to him off the right side, and he just beat everybody to the corner of the end zone.
And, Gary, quite frankly, I don't know. To me, it just looks like Cannon County's pretty much not really into it anymore.
Well, you can get the drive beat out of you, and that's kind of what's happened here, in this, especially the second half. York controlled the ball, controlled the line of scrimmage, and they're definitely in control of the scoreboard.
And now the snap is down, the snap is good, the kick is up, the kick is good. Johan West makes it 42-3. York with 8:50 to play.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
Well, Gary, playoff scenarios meant nothing, as all we needed was York to win to be number 3, and it looks like that they're well on their way to that with 8:50 to go, up by now 39.
Yeah, they're rolling, and this clock's going to run. They're just wanting to get out of here now and not get anybody hurt at this point, Gary.
And Cannon County, meanwhile, they all should be putting on some Grundy County T-shirts or something and start cheering for Grundy County, because the only way they can get in is if Grundy County beats Smith County tomorrow night. So that's a big one there for them. But York going to go in number 3. We're going to be headed to Signal Mountain next Friday night, as this kick going to be a short one, taken by number 11. He'll bring it up, going to get up through. He's up through the 40, and he's got some running room. Got West to beat. He got past West, but then it's going to be knocked down finally by Barker, but he coughs up the football, and York's got it back, Gary. As York's special teams, another breakdown, Gary, but then they come away with a big play.
They do come away with a big play, and he, avoided West and come in, and I didn't see who it was.
I think it was Barger stripped him of it. He got in there and knocked him
stripped
loose.
him. I didn't see who got the recovery, but York gets the recovery, and they get the ball back here.
I think Johan West come up with the recovery on that one, if I'm not mistaken, Gary. He come up after Barger was the only last shot York had at it, and he was able to knock him down and knock the ball loose. And now York, with just under 8 minutes to play in the ball game, got the ball right back.
Yeah, they do. That was a good special teams play by York, but more importantly, another good turnover fumble recovery for York, and they can finally sit on this and run it down the field now, maybe.
As Barger brings his unit up, hands it off up the middle, and that's Castellon, I believe.
Yeah, Nathaniel Castellon. He got a couple of yards out of that. Hey, real quick, let me give a couple scores here. Halftime, it's Brainerd who is going to finish in the bottom half of that other region ahead of McMinn Central, 13-7. White County losing 14-8 to Coffee County in the second quarter, and that's really the only local scores right now. Any interest?
So now up will come the Dragons. They got it 2nd and 10 after no yards by Castellon, and up will come Barger. Barger going to hand it off this time up the middle again. That's Castellon on the carry, and he's going to get a couple this time, Gary.
Yeah, he moves that out to about the 35-yard line, a little short of the 35-yard line. It will end up being, it's going to be about 3rd and 6 on about the 34, 35-yard line.
And that brings up the Dragons. They'll come up with 3rd and about 6. Barger under center, got a man in motion, gonna fake the handoff. Barger gonna keep it himself. Now he's gonna pitch at the last second. Good pitch, but the Dragons gonna lose it, and it goes. Did they say it was out of bounds? Yeah, they said it rolled out of bounds. Honestly, Gary, I think they missed that one because I never saw that ball go out of bounds.
Yeah, and actually, they're getting a good spot out of this too. It's going to be marked about the 46-yard line. That ball don't think that ball ever went out of bounds, Gary, but they called it as such, and so York will keep it 1st down. We'll keep the clock moving. We had a pretty good look at that one.
Yeah, York's got a couple of big breaks here tonight, Gary.
Yeah, they have, and a couple of really big ones. Maybe that one not so big, but still.
And now with the carry going to be 27.
That's Jacoby
Allen.
Yeah, that's Jacoby Allen on the carry. And he gets about 11 yards, and that'll be another 1st down.
And he was one man away from being in the end zone, Gary.
Yeah, number 2, Jamal Barnett come over and hit him in the shoulder as he was running by, or he would have been in the end zone.
So now up will come the Dragons with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. It's going to be Barger under center. Barger did a great job on the option that time and made a pretty good pitch out. Yeah, this time they're going to hand up that one. They're going to get stopped right there, and I believe Cannon County may have got the football.
Yeah, that snap never made it, and that handoff was headed to
Durham.
Jonah Durham, and there's a defender there. Never really got that exchange cleanly, and it was fumbled, and York turns it over at the 45-yard line.
That's the first turnover of the night. Gary, if there's one thing York going to have to shore up, though, it's going to have to be that kickoff return coverage.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of good kickoff returns from Cannon County tonight, and York I'm sure they'll spend some time in practice on that next week.
So up come the Lions now. It's 1st and 10 at their own 45. They'll hand it off to Bundy. Bundy will cut back inside. Bundy's still on his feet. Bundy coughs up the football. It's on the ground, still on the ground, and York's going to come up with it.
Wow.
So, a little hot potato here in the last quarter of this one, Gary, as we're down to 4:04, and York gets it right back.
Yeah, nice job by York. Bundy had ripped off a good run of almost about 15 yards, and then coughs it up on the way down, and York recovers it. York had 3 or 4 shirts there. I couldn't see who ended up with it.
I think Beatty come out with the football. So Andrew Beatty, number 10, I believe, came out with the football. I'm not sure on that, but I think he came out with it, Gary. And once again, Cannon County's found another way to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they have, and York got the ball back here.
Cannon County's lucky to have a kneecap. They've shot themselves in the lower part of their foot all night long. And now York's going to turn it over again, a fumble. Cannon County's going to get it, Gary. Turnabout's fair play, as York just couldn't take the handoff, and they drop it. And Coach Derwin Wright's not going to be happy about that.
No, these guys, they get practice time. You know, you practice exchanging those handoffs, and you got to make that cleanly. And Jacoby never had that ball, and it bounced out. And Cannon County, they could have, if they'd have picked it up and standing up, they could have walked into the end zone. And instead, they fell on it, and they've got it now about the 33-yard line.
So Cannon County comes up with 2:47 left to go in the ball game, and Smith going to hand it off to Bundy. Bundy on the left side, still on his feet, finally brought down. And Gary, Cannon County, they're keeping a lot of their starters in. I'm not sure. I know they don't have a big bench over there on the side, but you got to be careful. If you do make the playoffs next week, you got to have some healthy people.
Yeah, you do. And Bundy on that run, a big tough run, and move that ball all the way down to the 17-yard line. They're going to try to score here before this is over with. York going to have to try to bow up and stop them.
So now up will come Smith. Smith under center. He hands it off to Bundy again. Bundy tries to cut back, and Bundy's going to be dropped. Maybe got a yard, or didn't get much out of it if he got any at all.
Yeah, good job by Jacoby Allen, to wrap them up and bring him down. Maybe a yard on the play, Gary. Don't look like they're going to give him anything at all, though. And, I'm seeing a lot of extracurricular activity at the end of these plays, Gary. A lot of pushing, shoving. York needs to be real careful here and not to do something that would hurt them next week.
Yeah, get an ejection or something, not be able to play next week. You got to have everybody back at full strength next week, as well as now Cannon County looking to hand it off this time. Number 28, Cunningham. He's going to bounce outside and be brought down from behind. He's going to be close to another first down, but I believe it's going to be 3rd and short.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and a couple anyhow, Gary. 3rd and about 3, and good run there. Good job by York to pursue that and get him down.
And we got under a minute to play in this one, so you're going to be headed to Signal Mountain next week. Be sure to join us for that. If you can come on down and support the Dragons. If you can't, join us right here on FM 103.9, as we'll have coverage of York and Signal Mountain in that matchup. Now Cannon County comes to the line with a 3rd and 2. They'll hand it off to Bundy up the middle, and Bundy's going to bang straight ahead. And Bundy's in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Cannon County.
Yeah, he walked in, didn't have any good blocking by Cannon County, and a York player didn't touch him on his way to the end zone, so he scores scores with 34.5 seconds to go, gets them a touchdown, pending extra point here. It's 42-9.
And surprised Canyon County didn't get a penalty, called that one back. They've had some terrible penalties tonight, some really stupid penalties, folks. Not just bad timing penalties, but some stupid penalties. And the extra point is good with 34.5 seconds to go. It's 42-10 York.
Over 80% of business owners say loyal customers are the keys to a successful business. At Hall Family Pharmacy, we appreciate our loyal customers and want to thank you by offering you a copay pass. With the Hall Family Pharmacy Customer Loyalty Program, come by the pharmacy and pick up a punch card. Every time you fill a prescription, you will get a punch on the card. When the card is full, bring it in and get your copay pass. It's a simple way for us to say thank you for your business. So stop by Hall Family Pharmacy to get your Customer Loyalty Program punch card today.
Well, we got 34.5 seconds to go, Gary, and it looks like York bringing in some hands people, bringing in their all-state team as they got the good hands up front.
Yeah, they do, bringing a lot of the regulars in for this kickoff and, actually maybe doing something a little different. You got Drake back, you got Miller back deep, but you got Landrick Lefew over here on this other wing. I think he may want an opportunity to return one here, and they may give him a shot at it.
And it's going to be number 10 to kick it away. That is Sanders, and Sanders going to drill another one. That one's going to hit and go through the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dragons at their own 20-yard line. And, Gary, I think I'm for taking a knee and just getting this one over with.
Yeah, take a snap, get out of here, fairly healthy, and get ready for next week. And, the games – they all count, but they really count starting next week, Gary. You lose next week, your season's over.
Yeah, it's either win or you're out, as now it's do or die time from this point on, as it will be York with the 1st and 10, and I'm not sure. Surely Canyon County would not call timeout if York kneels down on him, because York just trying to get this one over with. Canyon County going to go into the wait-and-see mode.
Somebody called timeout. It may have been York, actually.
So timeout by York with 34.5 seconds to go. We'll take a break. Telling you a score, 42-10, York. Back here with York in command of this one, Gary, and it's just pretty much now just running the clock out. What else is there left?
No, you want to take a snap and get out of here. I don't know if there's even a reason to run the ball here, and kneel down on this and call it a game. And good job by the Dragons tonight to establish control of this game and walk away with a pretty easy win.
And Barger is going to hand it off up the middle, and that's going for nothing. And that should be the last snap of the game. I don't think York will have to snap it again. Gary, now we got to get ready. It's road time for the Dragons. They're going to go on the road to Signal Mountain, a team they beat last year. Signal Mountain's going to be looking for some payback.
Yeah, they are, and I think probably Canyon County may have called. No, the clock's running. It's going to run out here. But, York, a couple of things here. York's been home the last 4 weeks. You're going back on the road again for a playoff game, and a big playoff game, a long way from home, and got to be ready to play. You're going to have to show up ready to play next Friday night, because Signal Mountain will be looking for some form of revenge.
Yep. Last year, York able to knock off Signal Mountain and eliminate them from the tournament. That had to leave a really bad taste in their mouths.
Yeah, it did. York beat them 42-20, and really wasn't much of a ball game. York jumped on them pretty early, and eliminate them out of the tournament, and you know they're going to want to do the same thing to York this year.
Well, the final of this one here tonight, 42-10, York with a 42-10 win over Cannon County. We're going to take a time out, and then we'll be back in just a few moments for the Progressive post-game show.
A great football program is built on teamwork, and so is a great company like Micro Metals Incorporated of Jamestown. We're inviting you to come join our team. We are now hiring for different positions. We offer several benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, short-term disability, 8 paid holidays, paid vacation after 6 months, profit sharing, 401k retirement, and more. Apply in person at 1049 Owens Road, Jamestown, or online at powdermetalparts.net.
When it comes to your business, you need technology that supports your productivity and performance goals. With Twin Lakes Advanced Business Systems, you'll get customized solutions to enhance your business, including options such as broadband speeds up to 1 gig. That's 1,000 megabits per second. Metro Ethernet, SIP trunks, phone systems, enhanced voicemail and conferencing services, web hosting, and more. Visit one of our 7 local offices or call 931-268-2151 to see what Twin Lakes can do for your business today.
With the recent sale of your local Fred's Pharmacy to Walgreens, here at MetaThrift Pharmacy, we want to make it easy as 1, 2, 3 for current Fred's Pharmacy customers to transfer your medications. If you would like to continue doing business with a locally owned independent pharmacy that treats you like family, then we invite you to transfer your Fred's Pharmacy prescriptions now to MetaThrift Pharmacy. Hello, my name is Jinky Stevens. I am blessed to now be part of the MetaThrift family. You will love the personal touch of a locally owned pharmacy where we treat our customers just like family. Come by and see us or call 931-879-8133 and we'll do the rest.
And back here at York Institute, where the Dragons take the number 3 spot in the district with a 42-10 win over Cannon County here tonight, Gary. And welcome to the Progressive post-game show. We see Coach Derwin Wright making his way over here, so we will get a chance to talk with him here in just a moment. And we'll be back to take a look at the stats and all that. Plus, we got the Hall's Player of the Game coming up, so don't go anywhere.
It's football time on the mountain. At Progressive Savings Bank, we know running your small business is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your number one fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And back here where the York Dragons come away with a huge win tonight, Coach. We talked before the game about scenario this, scenario that, and we said the one scenario is York wins their number 3.
That's right. You know, goes back to that hard fought two very physical teams with Sequatchie County that night, and you know, we could have definitely finished second with a win there, or maybe even higher, depending on what happened tonight with that game. But you know, our kids did what they needed to do. They responded to it and came out here senior night, and proud of all our seniors, those 15 guys tonight. And, you know, we was able to get all of them some playing time tonight, and that was great. And, you know, this is the night that, you know, last game on your home field tonight, you know, it's just great atmosphere, and I'm proud of our kids and proud of what those seniors have done this year. 8-2 record, that's a pretty daggum good record. And, you know, new season starting next week on Friday, so we're going to probably more than likely be traveling to Signal Mountain, and they came up here last year, so we're returning the trip this year.
Well, Coach, we said we may have to get some peg legs for Cannon County because they shot themselves in the foot so much. Yeah. They probably shot off up to the kneecap right now because they really had some stupid penalties and a couple of miscues as well.
Well, it was a physical ball game. They've got you know, they're hitting and they're playing physical, but they're not about playing smart in key things. And, you know, we've had a few moments like that ourselves this year, but, you know, they turned the ball over, and you can't turn the ball over. Now, you know, we had some of our younger guys in that don't get a lot of reps with live action, and they had a couple fumbles. But overall, the varsity did a great job taking care of the football and executing the offense tonight.
Coach, you mentioned before we went on the air that you had a few banged up on this one. Give us an update.
Well, Ben Cooper's got a sore knee. Will Helbig got a pretty bad laceration on the hand. Not exactly sure how that happened. Probably a helmet snap. He's going to need a couple stitches. Another ankle. You know, we've still got Aaron Talent that's not back 100% with ankle sprain. And you know, the good thing about playing on Thursday night, it's going to give us a couple extra days, or at least an extra day to get over some of these things. And you know, hopefully we can roll in next week 100%.
There was one dark spot on night. Your special teams had about 3 miscues tonight.
Well, I'm not going to take responsibility for that, because before I told Johan to kick across the field, I told the other side, make sure you stay in containment, and we didn't. So, you know, Zach Gibson's over there. He's just super aggressive, and, you know, he's going to go to the football, and he ducked his head inside, and boom, the guy hit the sideline. But, you know, a very unfortunate mistake. I don't know what that kid was thinking, turning around taunting before he got in the end zone, cost him a touchdown. You know, that was a good break for us, but you know, what was he thinking? And you know, it's just not a smart play. But you know, he made a tremendous run. They made some good blocks and got outside, and he made a tremendous run. And you know, then did what he did, and you know, it's just not smart. But again, helped us.
Hey, Coach, one thing that you've been super strong at this year is that center position, but he was having a little bit of trouble tonight.
Well, he knew he was going to have a physical nose guard on him. And, you know, Zach's one heck of a center. You know, since I've come back, came back last year as a sophomore, he's come in, he started every game for us at center. And, you know, he saw us as a big kid, and he got too aggressive about, you know, making his block. And I said, hey, Zach, you're making the block. You need to just relax. You know, first thing you got to do is get the snap, and then after that he calmed down and did a great job for us. But you know, he was intense to start with, and that's good. But he's got to always stay focused, because it all starts with that snap.
Coach, you got Signal Mountain next week. Yep. Signal Mountain's a team you guys pretty well handled up here last year. Sent them home. They'd like nothing better than get a little revenge at their place.
Absolutely, you know, and you're exactly right. And they started the season off struggling. They lost three in a row or 4 in a row, and then they've not lost one since. And you know, I think some of it, they had a quarterback out and he came back, but you know, they've been rolling, and very, very potent at passing attack. And run attack. They're going to spread you and throw and run, a little bit like what we've seen against Upperman. And you know, we're going to have our work cut out for us. I really feel good about what we're doing defensively. You know, I don't know if a lot of people noticed, we changed up, and we've put Cole Cooper at a defensive end, and we had Josiah in a 1 technique tonight, and Daedric Phillips at the other end, and Thomas Cooper at the 3 technique, and those guys did an awesome job up front for us. And Cole and Josiah spent a lot of time in their backfield pressure, and so we're going to need that next week for sure, getting pressure on the quarterback.
What do you know about Signal Mountain this year?
I know they're solid. Everybody's telling me that they have just gotten better every game, you know, and tell me they're a better team than what they were last year, and they were a good team last year. I think they returned most of their guys last year. To give you a little bit of what they're capable of, Red Bank, who is dominated that side, they played Red Bank a 20-13 game, and so, you know, they're a good football team. It's playoff time. They're number 2 over there, and they should be a good football team. And you know, last year we were number 2 and they were number 3, and they came in here, and it was a tough, good, hard-fought ball game, and we was able to, you know, put up a win on them. And I expect the same thing next week. That they're going to come out and they're going to play hard. We're going to play hard, and it's going to come down to the team that wants it the most.
Well, Coach, let's hope we can put some points up like we did tonight. And
absolutely,
great looking performance tonight. A couple of miscues, but overall a win, and that's what matters.
Oh, yeah, well, going into playoffs and winning these 2 in a row against 2 good football teams. You know, Livingston's good 4A team, and then this one tonight against a good region opponent. So, we should have some momentum going in. We just got to execute and go play and put up a good game plan for them next week, Gary.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll be seeing you on Monday.
All right, thank you.
And that was Coach Derwin Wright, whose boys winning tonight 42-10. We're going to take another break. We'll be back with Gary to take a look at some stats from this one right after this.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
Back here on the Progressive Post-Game Show. Gary, tonight York showed they dominated this game pretty much in every aspect.
Yeah, really they did. Got the running game going, Gary, and then, was able to control the time of possession, move the ball. More importantly, they put points on the board, and, you heard Coach Wright talk about the defense and some of the switches they made, and they negated pretty much this wing tee of Cannon County, and, they just really couldn't get anything going all night, and when they did, they got it called back because of penalty or something like that.
And, Gary, they had York won the turnover battle. The turnovers late, we can overlook those because that was some of the younger kids, but they definitely won the turnover battle during the major part of the game.
Yeah, they did, and York actually lost fumbled 5 times on the night. They lost 2. Cannon County fumbled 3 times, lost all 3 of them. So, got a couple of very opportune turnovers, one return for a touchdown, Gary. So, a good night for the Dragons.
And York, of course, they had a couple of those turnovers, was that center exchange to the quarterback on a couple of those, and they were able to follow them. They lost some of them, though, when the younger kids was in there. But your varsity squad didn't have any turnovers tonight.
No, they didn't, and you're right. They did, they did not come through cleanly on some center quarterback exchanges, and you heard Coach Wright explain that one as well. And they did do a better job of it in the second half. Saw a couple of snaps on the extra points that were not the best either. So some things, I think, once they watch tape, there's some things they can work on next week to get ready for Signal Mountain,
especially their kickoff coverage.
Yeah, the kickoff coverage probably left some to be desired, and they'll get the assignments right on that and get the blocking fixed, and should be okay there as well.
Gary, take a look at some of the stats from this one.
All right, of course, the final score is 42-10, and York 20 first downs on the night, 19 rushing, 1 passing. York 54 rushes for 392 yards. That's 7.3 yards a rush, Gary. That's pretty good. And 1 of 3 passing for 12 yards. Cannon County, 7 first downs, all those rushing, 30 carries for 149 yards. That's 5 yards a carry. They got some positive yards. They just continued to get penalties or went backwards once they did have a good gain and really couldn't build a drive, Gary. Passing, they were 2 of 5 for 9 yards, and they had 158 total offensive yards. York with 404 on the game, and York controlled every aspect of the game. We talked about fumbles, possession time. They had for 28 minutes and 29 seconds. Cannon County had for 19:31. Individual statistics for York, they were led in rushing by Cole Cooper, 13 carries, 138 yards and a touchdown. Landrick Lefevue, 8 for 83 and a touchdown. Thomas Miller, 1175 for a touch and 1 touchdown. Lathan Drake, 5 carries, 29 yards and a touchdown. And Ben Cooper, 4 carries, 20 yards and a touchdown. Besides that, Josiah Headings, 2 carries, 15 yards. Jacoby Allen, 4 for 15. Kay Brannon, 1 for 13. Nathaniel Castellone, 2 for 4 yards. Edmund Tompkins, 2 for 4 yards. Jonah Durham had 1 for -2, and Dalton Barger had 1 for -2. Passing, Lefevue was 0 of 2 on the night. Dalton Barger, 1 of 1 for 12 yards, and that was completed to Daedric Phillips. For Cannon County, they were led in rushing by Tyler Bundy, 14 carries, 78 yards. Brady Cunningham had 8 for 48. They were 2 of 5 through the air with Reese Smith for 9 yards, and 1 went to Court Litchford for 5 yards, and 1 to Brady Cunningham for 4 yards, Gary.
And, Gary, as far as scoring-wise, York's varsity gave up a field goal. Their younger kids gave up a touchdown late in the ball game, but pretty much it was dominated. York's defense dominated this one all night long.
Yeah, they did. And, just to recap the scoring real quick, it was in the first quarter with 37 seconds to go, Thomas Miller from 7 yards out, and then Johan West with the kick after his 13-play, 93-yard drive, 5 minutes and 7 seconds that put York ahead 7-0. With 9:53 to go in the second quarter, Cole Cooper, a 40-yard fumble recovery. The kick failed. It was 13-0. With 2:07 to go in the first half, it was Ben Cooper from 10 yards out. Thomas Miller got a pass from Landry Clefview for the 2-point conversion. That was a 12-play, 80-yard drive. Took 5 minutes and 25 seconds. And that was your halftime score, 21-0. In the third quarter, it was Landry Clefview on a 64-yard run. The kick after miss, 3 plays, 80 yards, a minute 19, it's 27-0. Cannon County gets on the board with a 28-yard field goal by Hayden Sanders. 6 plays, 55 yards, 2 minutes and 22 seconds, it's 27-3. York comes right back less than a minute later. It's Cole Cooper, 61 yards out. Daedric Phillips gets the pass from Landry Clefview for the 2-yard conversion. 2 plays, 65 yards, 43 seconds, it's 35-3. And then York finishes their scoring. Lathan Drake on a 5-yard run. Johan West with the kick. It's 15 plays, 69 yards, 8 minutes and 53 seconds. That's a back-breaking drive right there. When you keep them on the field on defense for 9 minutes. Made 42-3, and then Cannon County scored with 34 seconds to go. It's Tyler Bundy from 9 yards out. They kicked the extra point, and final score 42-10.
Gary, you've seen kind of polar opposites tonight. Cannon County playing very undisciplined, getting some very big penalties, very dumb penalties that cost them to kind of knock them out of the game, because had they got that kickoff return for a touchdown, they were within a score of York at that point, but then they got stopped. They were still down 2. And then before that, they had the penalty where the young man was arguing with the official, got a penalty that put York inside the red zone that allowed them to score the first touchdown.
Yeah, they did. A couple of big penalties, and then they had a holding call on a drive when they were moving. It backed them up as well and made them have to punt on the first drive. And just inopportune time for penalties. You gotta have better composure in that too. And I've heard coaches say, act like you've been there before. And on that touchdown run, I'm not sure he acted like he'd been there before, and it cost them a touchdown as a result of it. And York, to their credit, have maintained their composure and had chances. Probably, there's a lot of talking, a lot of other things going on the field, and credit to York for holding their composure and not getting any unnecessary penalties.
Well, it's thank you for joining us for the Progressive postgame show. It's time now for the Halls Family Pharmacy Player of the Game. We'll have our Player of the Game right after this.
Hello, this is Philip Hall with Hall Family Pharmacy. We are proud to feature this broadcast Player of the Game. For winning service that you can be proud of, choose Hall Family Pharmacy.
Well, Gary, we've looked over the stats tonight, and who is our Halls Player of the Game?
Well, Philip may not be my best friend for this suggestion, but there's a lot of people that made big contributions tonight, but I kind of think let's give this one to the senior class.
The entire senior class.
Yes, and those boys, this is their, they've been in the playoffs every year and have won. I'm not sure. I was trying to remember how many games they won over the last 4 years, but they have several wins, several big wins, and let's just give it to them. There's a lot of those guys, a big senior class for York this year, and I'm going to call them off real quick here. And of course, Lathan Drake, A.J. Barr, Landry Clefview, Kay Brannon, Cole Cooper, Jacoby Allen, Jalen Bird, Daedric Phillips, Josiah Headings, Gilbert Gifford, Braden Wheeler, Curtis Street, Bryce Slavin, and Thomas Cooper. So congratulations, those guys. You're the players of the game tonight, and a great senior class. Got some football left to play, but that's going to be a lot of big holes to fill.
Well, Gary, it's Signal Mountain next week. I'm not sure, is Signal Mountain Eastern Standard Time? I think so. So I think it'll be. Game should be starting at 6 Central Time, if I'm not mistaken. It's supposed to be 7 local time, but we'll check that out the first week. We talk with Coach Derwin Wright. It's odd for me to say on a Monday because I keep thinking this is Friday. I'm still a day ahead of everything because we normally don't have Thursday night games, but I think it was a good call to move it up here. We're getting a little rain right now, but a good call to get this in before all that rain hit.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to rain pretty heavy, and I don't know that there's a scenario that gets short back to home. I'm sure there is one. The field got a little wear in some spots, so even though it is the last game, you don't really want to mess the field up. So it's a good call to probably play this tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us. The York Dragons win it tonight here 42-10, and they'll finish third in the Region 4 3A. That means next week, folks, we will see you at Signal Mountain. That's right. We got round 1 of the playoffs coming up next Friday night. Weather permitting, they don't move it again. But right at the moment, we're going to be on the road to Signal Mountain a week from tomorrow night for round 1 of the playoffs. Until then, we'll thank all our sponsors and thank everybody for listening tonight. Thank Gerald for keeping us on the air back of the station. And until next Friday night, when the Dragons open playoff action at Signal Mountain, I'm Gary Clark for Gary Hall and Gage over on the camera 1. See you at the game.